Senator Hobo, will you commit to ending Finsta?
No. And you a dumbass nigga for asking me that.
So you will let the Finsta.
Yes. Fuck.
He said, yes, bro. Sometimes shorties need the fake Finstas so they can get that shit off.
What
Yeah.
do you not under? I literally, the first question you asked was, "What is Finsta?" I said it's slang for a fake account, and you saying, "What are you gonna do to end it?" Nothing.
He said, let them have fake accounts. Now, sir, there's no reason to get aggressive here.
No, because you pissed me off saying dumb shit. No, I'm getting aggressive.
What did he say about piss?
I'm finna Hulk out in the Senate. I'm finna take all the niggas.
In the whole guy. I can feel the radiation. Take
It's
it over.
Hulkamania, brother.
Hulkamania's going wild, brother. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary folks, welcome.
Tenacious D, if you're listening.
Tenacious D, if they're listening. Is Tenacious D like it's a group, right? How many of them niggas is it?
Yeah, it's two of them. It's Jack Black. You know Tenacious D.
Actually, yeah. So we are here with episode 16, baby.
The Tenacious D episode.
The the tenacity of D episode. Yes.
No, the Finsta episode.
The the Finsta controversy. You got treated like it's like a Wikipedia section where it's like the Finsta incident.
It's the 2021 Finsta controversy.
So for anybody who's listening who obviously knows what Finsta is but doesn't know what we're talking about, there was some sort of Senate, the Senate frequently brings in people, whether it
Why
be
do they keep having these hearings? They've had hearings for
it's
Facebook
just
like 30 times.
it's just political grandstanding. You know why? Come on. It's
This
just
what
look,
is the
I invite
point
you.
of
It's
this?
the same reason why you probably saw the video a couple of days ago of Matt Gaetz doing the same thing to a general. And the general and like again, I
How is
just
Matt Gaetz not in jail?
well, that's another question. I would love to know.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, so Senator Blumenthal is a Democrat. I
Blumenthal.
forgot what state he's from. You guys can look it
Blumenthal.
up on your free time. But he's at a
Blumenthal, I'm gonna say from Oklahoma. It sounds like an Oklahoma name.
Blumenthal. Nah, I'm gonna go Virginia. Blumenthal.
Nah,
Let me
but
see.
Arkansas. Kansas. Blumenthal?
Connecticut.
Okay, yeah, I can see
I was
Connecticut.
kind of
Yeah.
close to Virginia. Nigga said Arkansas. You was dumb for.
Listen, a name like Blumenthal sounds like farming, fucking.
Blumenthal.
Come
That
on
nigga sound
now.
like he from Maine. All right, but so anyway, so he was having some sort of Senate, you know,
Judicial hearing,
judicial
something.
committee
What they be
sitting
doing with tech
thing,
companies now regularly for some reason.
right? And so he was doing all of this, and realistically, um, he, he was asking if Facebook would commit to ending Finsta. Like, hold on, take over the rest of this story.
He literally so it's hard to talk about this without laughing. So the representative from Facebook literally explained fully. She like fully laid out what Finsta was. And the senator, he was like, so we're not talking about Google or Yahoo. This is a Facebook product. This is a product, something that you guys are doing. Will you commit to ending it? And then she had to say, this this isn't a Facebook product. This is Finsta is slang for a fake account. Well, will you commit to ending that? Bro, how the fuck can I commit to ending this? It's
Yo,
literally
keep going for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
no, ain't no keep going, because this shit I'm gonna keep talking about it's gonna keep making me mad because this stupid motherfucker is running this country. Like these are the people that are in charge. They can't understand. I don't know how old Senator what was his name? Blumenthal? I don't know how old this dude is, but he's not old enough to understand what a fake Instagram account is or what a Finsta account is. So he's sitting here at this Senate hearing for I don't even know what this one is for because, like I said before, they bring Facebook and Twitter up here to talk like every other week. So I don't even know what they're there for now. And they're asking about Finsta accounts, which most of the time are harmless accounts. So I don't understand what this has to do with anything in tech or censorship, which Senate likes to harp on about. Yeah, I just didn't really understand anything that this had to do with anything. But it's hilarious that this guy couldn't understand what Finsta was. Finsta is a fairly normal thing that most people have. I don't have one, but I know at least 5 or 6 people that do have one. It's just a way to interact with people on a smaller scale, or it can be very negative. A lot of people have Finstas to follow people that have them blocked or people they don't want to know they're following. So Finsta, okay, so I can see why they would want to know about this because it there could be kind of negative connotations with Finsta. Like if you're somebody that you don't want to know, you're following them and you follow them with a Finsta. It's kind of like an invasion of privacy a little bit. I could see, but I don't see the reason for a whole entire Senate hearing for this. I I can't justify that.
And neither can I. My apologies. My apologies. People don't seem to respect my podcasting schedule, and that will be dealt with after this podcast is over.
How's it? How's it gonna be dealt with? A Senate hearing?
Oh, buddy, I will commit to ending interrupting podcasts.
Are you gonna commit to ending Finstas, which you don't even know what they are really?
Absolutely not. I need Finsta to stay up because the women be posting some interesting things on there, and
See,
I would like for them to be honest.
yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. I think the main issue with Finsta is when you make a fake account to follow someone that either has you blocked or you don't want them to know you're following. Like a lot of people do that when they suspect their spouse is being unfaithful. They'll make a Finsta and follow someone that they think their spouse is intertwined with.
I feel like that's
It's kind
probably
of
the secondary, excuse me, purpose of Finstas. I think most
for a
of
minute. I thought that was the first purpose. Honestly, it wasn't
yeah,
until other people that I knew started making Finstas and started posting more personal things that I was like, "Oh, this is what it's for." Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I
like
had no
I
idea
was
that's what it
seeing
was. Yeah.
Finstas and I was just like, oh, okay. So basically, this. I mean, mind you, it's kind of like close friends now, but like it was like because I've seen people, and then most of the times it was just like, I don't want my friends, my family, certain people. Yeah, I mean, it's like 60 people I'm cool with. I'll let y'all see and hear my closest, deepest thoughts.
Yeah, but couldn't you just make? Well, I mean, Fence has been around before the close
Yeah,
friends
this
list.
is
I
before
think
close friends.
Instagram tried to
And
make the close friends list to eliminate it.
even
Honestly,
with close friends though, that only applies to your stories, right?
Mm,
So people with Finstas are like, nah, I want to be able to
I'm
post,
posting this
I want
shit.
to be able to do
Yeah,
stories, I want to be able to do it all.
yeah.
So yeah, no, this shit is hilarious though. This also goes to show that and it might sound what's the word of it? Ageist? But there should
You just.
absolutely be an age limit on serving in Congress.
Oh yeah,
It's
there should. There
ridiculous.
should be an age
This
limit
guy
and a
is
term limit.
75. Get this nigga the fuck out of here. He was born the year after World War II ended.
You
Get
know
him
what's
the fuck out of here.
this wilder part? The wildest part. He hasn't been in Senate for fucking 70 terms. This is only his second term.
I know. He's only been
How
here.
did this old
He's only been
motherfucker
here
get
10
elected in the
years.
first place?
Well, first off, he's one of the wealthiest members of the Senate, so that should tell you a lot.
He's a Dem too, so let that sink in.
Yeah,
We
that's
can't say the quiet part out loud. We can't.
if I speak. But yeah, so it's like, dog, 1945, you were born 1946, excuse me. You were born a year after World War II. No, nigga. No, nigga.
What the
Listen,
fuck does he know about the world
to me,
today?
there should be like this shit should be like what year do you get your social security benefits? Is that like 61,
It's in the
62?
60s. I don't know what 60. It's in the
Like
60s.
60 should be the cutoff, bro. Once you get to 60, all right, nigga, start like if say for example, you get to 60, right? And you got 2 years left, that's it. We
Yeah.
gonna let you serve your 2 years, the rest of your term when you hit 60, nigga, but you out after that, right?
No, that's fair. Yeah,
Like
niggas, you're on a downward curve
it's just
after.
this is logic. I'm not even being
Yeah,
ageist, nigga. This is like I'm sick of it. I'm
yeah.
sick of it. I'm tired of these old niggas telling me no, no, no. I'm just as spry as you are. Nah, nah,
You
can't
don't
be.
know what the fuck a Finsta
Can't
is. You
be,
can't be
buddy.
as spry as me. You
Can't
old
be.
fucking piece of shit.
Can't be, buddy. But no, this wasn't even on the agenda, but like I was hollering laughing reading this shit and I couldn't help but not bring this shit up. I was just like, no.
It's amazing. I saw it like maybe 30 minutes before we recorded. I'm just
He
like,
was so mad
no,
too.
that shit,
At
nigga.
some
I was mad
shit
listening to this nigga,
I
yo.
was mad at the fact that he
Oh
was
my
mad
god.
about some shit he couldn't understand. Like that
Like
shit
you,
made me.
that's why I said like I cannot be in a sitting hearing because I would get disrespectful.
But you know,
Like,
it's funny. A
bro,
lot of niggas do, and I think
I would
a lot
not
of
do
niggas
it.
they come in there and they kind of realize, like for example, like I remember seeing this old thing, and I think this was like this was city, this was like Chicago city hearing, like a city hearing, but honestly, the stakes don't seem to be too much damn higher. But it's like
Yeah,
Jerry Springer went into this city hearing.
Jerry
Jerry Springer, yes,
Springer.
remember he used to be a mayor. I think people forget this.
I forget. I didn't know that ever.
Jerry Springer used to be a mayor. He was the mayor of, if I'm not mistaken, Cincinnati or somewhere in Ohio. And he got caught up in, typical, just about the shit you'd expect Jerry Springer to be getting caught
Typical
up in.
getting my dick sucked in the hotel room, some cocaine
I
around,
pay, I paid for, a sex worker, and I literally
illicit
used a
services.
check that traced back to his
Oh,
account. He didn't even
why would you?
care. He
Come
didn't care.
on,
He
you
was just
can't
paying
care.
her.
Oh man.
He was just like, hold on, what's your rates?
Wait, did she snitch? How did
250.
how did they
Nah,
find out?
they just traced it. They didn't have to snitch, nigga. It was just a
Oh,
a, a
the
transaction
city
that was
traced it.
posted,
They saw.
and niggas was just like,
So
what's
who
this
was this
about? And he
check being
like,
made out to?
oh,
Dazzler
who's
is the name.
Danica Dazzler? Who?
Who is Sprinkles?
He said, oh, Pringles. Yeah, that reminds me. Don't worry about that. I'll just. But yeah, literally, like, how about I write you a check for the whole thing? No, you know what? I'll give you a check for 14 you and shit. Make you
He
go to the
must
bank.
have he didn't have any idea that anybody other than him was watching the money. Because
Well, this was
why,
the
as a
80s.
mayor, would
This
you?
was
Oh
the
yeah,
80s, so I would
he was
imagine
stupid.
like the 80s were a lot, like honestly a lot. I always think about this shit. Like when I see all these old documentaries about like niggas getting on planes with like just suitcases full of drugs and no one checks because it's
Yeah,
like the 70s and niggas are just, hey, how's it going?
but
Hey, what's up?
that was like the best time to get rich. Like if we was alive back then and just moving drugs, now we would have been cooling.
Or doing anything that was
Or robbing
illegal.
a bank with no
Yeah, I'm gonna say
cameras.
literally anything illegal at that time. It was just like, bro, what? Like I always think, like, you know how hard it was to be a detective, like a police detective in 1930s or 40s. Like,
Before DNA, before fingerprints, before cameras, a nigga get away with a crime, they got away with it. There's
yeah, he
nothing
just
you
got
can do.
you pull up. Who shot you? I don't know. Oh,
How am I supposed to help you?
what the fuck I'm gonna do then?
They just go to the hospital. You alive, so you good.
He said, bro, look, I tell you what, come to the hospital. When you get out, we just gonna put a dude outside your house in case he come back. He said, in case he come back.
And then he came back and he went in through the back door and the cops
Yeah,
didn't
where
even
you ain't
see
even
him.
see him. You just so he ran off. He was like a dude somewhere between like 5'8" and 6'4". Um,
That's how
I,
they
I could.
describing black people to the police. Yeah, the suspect was black male, 5'2" to 6'8", either
Mhm.
120 pounds or 493. Either had short hair or had dreads.
He might have been wearing shorts, sweats, jeans, khakis, or slacks. I'm not entirely sure.
Might have glasses or not been wearing glasses, or had an eye patch or a monocle. Might have a mustache, beard, or no facial hair whatsoever.
He
Might
almost
have had
certainly
one
had a
ear or
bell
two.
pepper nose.
You can see it
Almost certainly.
shining. So if you pull any black person over, you shine your flashlight and their nose shine, that's the guy. Bell peppery ass nose.
He said, "No, no, no. See what happens is when the black slide, the nose gets extra shiny, right?
Oh
There's
man.
there's a layer of grease that forms on the bell pepper, and it lets you know. It's like Pinocchio almost."
You know
He
what's
said,
funny?
he
I
said,
don't
"What?
want
That's racist."
to. It's hilarious. I don't want to take every podcast to JoJo, but There. Part 5 of JoJo, there's a scene where a nigga he licks another nigga's sweat and can tell that he's lying from his sweat. So like a nigga's nose shining. Because
He don't even got a lick now. He look down. He like, why so nervous? Why you so nervous, DeAndre?
What do you need, officer? How am I nervous? Well, your nose is looking a little shimmery there.
I said he asked him, you know, who? I ain't saying shit. I ain't gonna tell him my niggas. He said, don't worry about it. He already told them himself. I said, what? What are you talking about? No, he wasn't the mastermind. It was me. He said, nah, nah, it wasn't you. You was just riding, dog. Let's be honest.
We getting into Minority Report territory. You looking at a nigga nose to tell if he did a crime or not? That sounds like the most circumstantial evidence I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, that's as bad as it gets.
Well, I mean, I think Minority Report is as bad as it gets.
I feel like he could probably get. I feel like they ain't get fully in their bag for Minority Report because like eventually at some point they were like, all right, yo, like maybe let's not give niggas these types of like the idea for the actual precogs. They were like, all right, we cool with that. But then if you would have took it to the logical conclusion that police would have taken it to, niggas would have saw that same script and be like, all right, bro, listen, we might have to cut a little bit of this because you
honestly, I think the logical conclusion is just straight up lying and then saying that the precog said, yeah, he gonna do the crime. And niggas just arresting and shooting anybody.
Yeah. They did that with
logical
think
conclusion.
about it. You said all this stuff about solving crimes before DNA, before this, before that. They do that with all of that stuff too. They literally like I remember reading somewhere where it was basically saying like a lot of the fingerprint analysis is flawed, a lot of the DNA analysis is flawed. Like a lot of it is just like, and don't know, it could be right. But these niggas are just like, look, bro, I need this shit. You got a lab that's backed up? Run my shit. I don't care.
I mean, think about how many niggas are on death row that didn't do shit, or how many niggas got executed and got what do you call it, post-mortem evacuation or post-mortem pardon?
I know. Yeah, I was about to say. What's that word? He said
pardoned
post-mortem
after they died.
evacuation. What's that like? A shit after you die?
Niggas die and they can't shit they pants.
Actually, I think that is real though, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of niggas die, and then whenever you got some shit in your colon, like if you had the shit and you was holding it, if you die, that shit's coming out.
The joint just, okay.
It's just sliding out because you don't got no muscles to control it. It's just sliding out.
Sphincter just letting that thing go.
Especially if it's diarrhea, you splatting.
Stop.
Stop. Somebody had the green apple splatters in their casket. That's such a fucking, that's a disgusting way to do
it. Got to tell you. You come up with new and novel ways to upset me.
You never.
So, I mean, you're a savant. You're a savant when it comes to this shit.
You never had a green apple. Why is that so funny? Now that I think about it, I haven't had a green dookie in years. Is that like a kid thing? Do you just grow out of that?
Nah, yo, it's all the high fructose corn syrup.
That's what causes it to be green?
I don't know. I'm just making sure.
I mean, I know you are, but I'm really trying to figure out why I haven't had it. Because I eat a lot of green vegetables and it don't be green. So I'm trying to figure out why, as a kid, I had so many.
I think it's probably just something to do with like your internals, like your microbiome and all that. And I guess as it develops, you get to a certain point. Because I was always thinking to myself, like, it really don't matter what you do. You can't make it quote unquote green. Like you can eat all the veggies you want.
Yeah.
It don't necessarily come out that way.
What kind of microbiomes you gotta have a green shit? Because I can't.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
a green one.
Like I'm just saying, like if you like say you like 12 or 13, like your stomach is not even fully where it's supposed to be at. So like you might just have a totally different set of bacteria in there. Like
you got a stomach full of annihilators and your bacteria can't break it all down, so the shit come out green.
He said a stomach full of annihilators and zebra cakes, nigga.
Oh my god.
But speaking of kids, this is actually a great segue, right? Speaking of kids, right? I wanted to talk about something I'd seen on the Twitter the other day where it was talking about this kid who was playing Animal Crossing, right? It was funny because I actually forgot about Animal Crossing. I was like, oh yeah, that game did come out. Shit came and went.
I get it at some point. I just never did.
Yeah. it was one of those games where I was like, I'm afraid to pay full price for this because I had Stardew Valley, excuse me, and like Stardew Valley was like $8 or something, and I played the shit out of it. But like then I stopped playing, and I'm like, I don't want to pay $60 for some shit. I'm gonna play for a week, and then maybe come back to in a week, 2, you know what I mean, months. I was like $60 I can't do. Stardew Valley was 8. I can do $8, nigga. I can throw $8 down the drain anytime I want. 60, I was like, you. But what was I saying? So
Personally,
anyway,
it seems like it got a lot of content that you could
no, it
sink
does.
your teeth into.
It does. It does. It's just one of those things where like it's just for me. Sometimes I get tired of the concept of a game.
Oh yeah,
Like
I
you know
get
what I
you.
mean. Like it's just like all right, I'm just over the concept. Like not permanently, but for the time being, it's just like all right. That's
I'd
just
be like that too. It'd be a game that I'd be into, and I'd just be devoting hours, days, weeks into, and after a while, I'm just like, even if I don't beat the game, I just be like, all right, I think I got all I want to get out of this game.
yeah,
Like
right.
I
Nigga put
don't
his
even need to
25 hours
beat.
and was like, all right, I'm ready to
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Like I don't need to beat if unless the game has a good story. Sometimes I don't even need to see it through to completion. I just need to play it until I feel satisfied that I got my
Hmm.
money's worth. It just be like, I played the shit out of this game. I had a good time.
Hmm.
All right, next game.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say was right. So basically, this woman was talking about her child. So the woman has a mother. The woman's like older, like 30s, 40s. I don't know her actual ages, but she has a mother. And her mother was talking to her son. And the mother, she was basically just asking, "Oh, like, are you building an inclusive home?" And the kid was like, "Well, what do you mean?" Right? And so basically, she was talking about like wheelchair accessible, 1 floor, blah blah. And then so this kid, right, starts designing his entire village based around like the concept of like, oh, okay, like so let me make sure it's all 1 floor buildings. Let me make sure it's like enough, and then so I started thinking to myself, like, isn't it fucking amazing what video games can teach you? Right? Like we
I
always
mean,
talk
was that
about
video
like,
games or was that the mother?
well, no, it was video games. I mean, the mother just gave you the idea. Once she gave you the idea, the kids started literally building inclusive design on his own, right? Like he started looking it up. He started like, oh hey, so I
Okay.
went to this spot and I did doo 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 boo boo, and the mom was like, oh yeah, that's what's up, that's what's up. He's like, yeah, and so I did that because there's old people on the left side of the island, right? And they all over there, but I want to make sure they got like a bus path that come out to them because you know they
Oh,
old, they
man.
can't like walk and shit, like so. So,
See,
but then I
that's
was
good. I like that. That's a wholesome story.
exactly, and I was thinking to myself like, what have video games taught me over the years, right?
I feel
And
like you know what's crazy? I was talking about this on Twitter yesterday. How growing up, we didn't have games like. Well, I mean, Animal Crossing was out, but I never played it. But we didn't have games
yeah, I
like
didn't for sure.
Minecraft or Roblox where you could create a whole world and make it accessible. When I
Hmm.
was growing up, the first game I ever got on Xbox 360 was Gears of War, where you chainsaw niggas in half.
Hmm. And
So
every headshot, niggas blow up.
yeah, so like we had some fucked up games as kids. The only game that I could think about that had any type of world building was fucking the Forge feature in Halo 3, where you can
Yeah,
build
that's
your
true.
own
Now the
map.
Forge was tough in
That's
Halo
all
3.
I could.
But
Yeah, I made some
even
crazy
that's
maps.
part of it, right? Like again, think about it. Like obviously you're not looking at inclusive design the same way in fucking Halo. But
No,
think
yeah,
about it, right? If you're building a map and you're like, okay, I want to make sure you can get around this map with all the different vehicles. That's inclusive design,
yeah,
right? Like if you're sitting there like, okay, so this spot is not good for the ghosts. So maybe I should make it so the ghost maybe I'm gonna do a ghost path so that way the warhogs can go down this path, the ghost can do this path, and they meet in the middle somewhere. All of that shit is inclusive design. Like it's not like something you would think about, but it's like at the same time, think about it. If you're making a map to where I want snipers to be able to snipe and shotgun niggas can get their shit off, and then medium range fights can happen too, that's inclusive design. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, uh, and it's actually funny as shit. I was thinking about it the other day and I was laughing about it because I'm like, I learned time management playing dating sims, right? Because with you know like the
hold
Newgrounds
on.
dating sims.
You know,
You never
I never
played none of
really got.
the dating simulators? Oh man, them shits went hard.
Nah, I just was into like the stick figure fights.
Oh yeah, those went hard too. But so yeah, so they had dating simulators, right? Basically dating sims. They had a whole bunch of ones. Some were anime based, some weren't. Some were just random women and shit like that. But basically, you get a day, right? You get a whole bunch of commands, a whole bunch of things you can do, a whole bunch of shit you can do, right? And these are like original RPGs in my opinion, right? They were dating sims with sometimes terrible dialogue, sometimes incredibly cringy dialogue and shit like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those things where like you had a limited amount of energy usually for every day, which I mean that's how life works, right? And so it was like, all right, so you can accomplish say 4 or 5 actions in a day, right? Like you can talk to this shorty, talk to her, work out, go swimming, and then cook, but that's it. You know what I mean? So it taught you how to budget out and balance out your day, where you wake up like, all right, hold up. So I could chop it up with Daisy in the morning, right? Go get something to eat, hit the gym, right? Get my strength up, then go to the club, do the fight training, then come home, chop it up with Daisy again. Okay, yeah. That sound right.
Yeah.
That sound right. And so it was, it's on like a minuscule level, but it really did. It really was one of those things where like that's how I saw like schoolwork after that, right? Where it was like, all right, I basically got 5 classes, right? So I just saw it the same way, where I
This
was like,
nigga was
okay,
learning how to balance time from
from balancing
horny
hoes, yeah, from balancing
anime dating
digi hoes.
simulators.
But it's just funny to me because I always think about, we always talk about, oh, kids, they get on these games and they just shoot and kill, do da da da. But I'm like, but you gotta understand, these kids are learning something. Every
Yeah,
game they're learning something. Even in Call of Duty, they're learning something.
nigga,
Not
in
just
Fallout, they're learning shit. They're learning
right.
California sucks.
Right. Well, not even that, right? Think about it.
Bro,
In
that
Fallout,
was
you
fucking
have you have food, you have water that you have to maintain. You have all these different aspects of your life you have to maintain while still accomplishing other goals. So it teaches you to multitask. So it's the
that,
same sort
and
of
it
kind of
also
thing.
teaches you that imperialism and capitalism is going to destroy the world one day.
Oh, it does. People always miss that, but
Yeah, a lot of people tend to focus on the smaller things in Fallout, not the whole reason that we're in the apocalypse to begin
I
with
feel like
this.
that's what every game they miss. Like people miss the politics of every single game, and then they'll be the main ones talking about some keep the politics out of my games. I'm like, keep the politics out of Wolfenstein. How do I
Bro,
do that?
yo, do you remember,
I
bro,
do remember
when
that.
when
Yes,
niggas were talking about Wolfenstein being
yeah.
political,
Yes, I
when
remember
your
that.
job is to kill not bro, these yo, when I heard that shit, I lost my fucking mind, yo. I went rabid for
It
like
was
a
like,
week
well,
straight.
we don't want to politicize Wolfenstein. I was like, oh
It's a
man.
game about killing
Wait till I
Nazis,
tell
bro.
these guys who the villain is.
These niggas really be blowing me, bro. That's why on Twitter, I don't argue with people. I see a dumb opinion and I just mind my business because I'm not finna raise my blood pressure arguing with these stupid motherfuckers, yo. I can't. I
He
don't have
said, bro,
energy.
you really gonna add politics to a movement that was about politics? Nasty behavior, yeah.
Nasty behavior.
Like,
You know,
and you see, remember that what was it, the Battle of Fallujah game that they were supposed to be releasing, and they were talking about some, well, we don't want it to be politicized and da 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 do do do.
nigga,
I'm
the
like,
whole battle is
the shit called Battle of Fallujah. What? How you think this not gonna be political?
yeah,
Bro,
man.
I'm like, any war game based on a real war is political because every war is
Yeah.
political, nigga. What are you talking about?
Why would you even make a game based on a real war? Just make some shit up like Call of Duty and Battlefield.
I'm like, perfect example. Conflict Desert Storm. Remember that game from back then? I don't remember what the
Yeah.
story is about, but because it's called Desert Storm, I bet 10 to 1 that motherfucker's political.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I bet you if I look up the Wikipedia right now, I'll figure that out. And that'd be
Niggas
the
probably
thing,
got a
like
problem with that for sure.
niggas be missing sometimes it be undertones, but then other times it's overtones of obvious shit. Like it's overtones like Fallout. There are overtones in Fallout of hey, this imperialism shit it's not really, when
Not
push
really
comes to
good.
shove, they gonna abandon niggas and serve themselves. And
No,
niggas just be like, nah,
capitalism is
nah,
kind
nah.
of the
Big
reason
niggas,
why we're in this
big
fuel
niggas,
crisis.
suits, radiation, water, food, rad, scorpions,
No, but
steak.
like we got here because there was a global energy
Mm,
crisis.
mm,
And so
mm.
we went to war over this.
He
And
said,
you know,
honey beast, honey beast.
honey beast.
Think about that, honey beast.
No,
Hmm?
no, think about the fact that we're currently almost out of renew. No, you just
He
Rad
said,
Scorpion.
well, we had a renewable resource. Well, shit, somebody needs to start mining then. What you mean?
No, no. See, like we use the mining before the renewable resources.
He said,
So the renewable resources were the backup.
look, man, you doing a whole lot of thinking, man. I'm just trying to play a game, yo.
Okay.
And then be the same niggas talking about, "I keep the like that's be the thing. I'm like, bro, I don't mind politics either way in a game. Just don't ham fist these shits in. Make it make
You,
sense.
you know what was blowing me? Mortal Kombat 11 came out. Uh, Video game nerds were up in arms and complaining that the
All
women
about
didn't have their titties
uh,
and ass out.
oh yeah, no, that come on, that's not political. We know what that's about. They just want to see digi titties.
No, no, no. But my thing is, they're comparing Mortal Kombat 11 to Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 10, where they did have the titties out.
Mm-hmm.
But the original Mortal Kombat games, the women
They were
were
pretty
dressed.
well, yeah, pretty well dressed.
They niggas was dressed like they was finna fight. So y'all talk about, oh, the libs are trying to ruin Mortal Kombat. No, this is how Mortal Kombat was originally.
Although I will cut them
Sonya
some
is in
slack.
an outfit.
It was on Super Nintendo. Do you know them niggas couldn't get them sprites right? They ain't even want to
No,
bother with
you
all that
no, you
extra.
can see the outfit though. The outfit, the titty's not even out to begin with, so you can't say shit. Like Sonya in Mortal Kombat 1, the first one, she's wearing like a actually she's wearing like a
I remember
work
it's from the
with like
mocap shit.
green
Yeah,
tights and like
that
a
shit
white
literally was like,
shirt.
yeah, one of them workout video
There's
fits.
nothing to be seen. So y'all talking about the original Mortal Kombat and how libs are ruining it
Dog,
and trying to.
you think these people don't know Mortal Kombat exists before MK9? Let's be real here.
So you're saying
Let's
these are
let's
just
be.
fucking horny teenagers complaining
Yeah, they're
online.
horny. Think about it. If you're a horny,
17-year-olds.
first off, if you're complaining about titties in a game, you have to be younger than 25, either actually or mentally,
Yeah,
right?
mentally, I was about to say, because there's some
Either
people that
one,
might be
right?
older.
So if you that young, chances are you don't remember fucking Mortal Kombat Deception, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. You don't remember all them shits. There was like 8 Mortal Kombat games between like UMK3 and MK9.
Yeah.
And niggas don't know them. They don't fucking know none of that shit. Niggas don't even know the original Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo. They don't even remember the
Mm-mm.
the outrage, the uproar that shit caused. I
The
remember
reason they made the fucking
the
ESRB
ESRB,
because of
right? Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Dog, I remember having this game and I remember playing it. Like I had it, I think I had like I didn't have the original, I had like 2 or something. And I
I
remember my
had
mom.
I had four. Four was on not Super Nintendo, was on N64. And then I remember on Xbox 360. You
And
remember Xbox used to have an
N64,
arcade?
hell yeah, yeah, I remember that.
They had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the Xbox
Yo,
arcade,
UMK3 is that
and
shit.
I used to play that shit
Yeah,
religiously. I
yeah.
played that shit for years, yo, until the servers got shut down.
Yeah, I had that on Super Nintendo.
I never
But
played on the original. I just played it on Xbox. But yeah, that shit, that's my
but
favorite one,
it
honestly.
was funny because we had it, right? And so literally my mom didn't, my mom was one of those people who just, oh, what you want? Oh, Grand Theft Auto? Okay, cool. Like it was just that like she didn't really care about none of that other shit,
Yeah.
blah 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 and all that. And so I remember one day she was like what God, what's this uh Mortal Kombat game? And and at
Oh,
the time I'm just young and I'm like, huh. And she asked my brother, and then they showed the game to her, and then she was just basically like, "Is this that game that they was talking about? What the do? No, no, no!" And my mom started, you could tell my mom started getting tight. Like, oh, this is the game they said was rampaging through
was
these
ruining
children's mind. Yeah,
America's youth.
yeah. And she's like, meanwhile, I got this motherfucker in my house, but she never like revoked access or nothing like that. She just like watched the game, was like, all right, man, it's fucking pixels and blood and shit, dog. I ain't
Y'all
tripping.
didn't even really, yeah. What the fuck is going on?
But I still remember the funniest thing was, and this is like, I guess we could probably segue into, and this isn't a topic, but I just thought it was interesting. Parenting, right? Because I remember my mom, we used to get like, you remember like GI Joe had like the GI Joe core and had all the toys, and they used to come in like a box of like 18 niggas, and you can get like 12, 13 niggas at a time with the guns, the trucks, and all the other little shit.
Yeah.
So I bought one of those, and every time we would buy one, my mom would take all of the guns. And we used to be hot because like we would have to like basically like black market, like, yo, hold on, you got an SMG I can rock for my nigga? Like, I only got one, so you gonna have to pick one nigga in your team to rock the SMG. Like you gonna have a
I mean,
team of 8 niggas,
you
it's
know,
only
fight
one
without
shooter.
guns. Niggas is having a bear out brawl. This one nigga with an SMG
It's one
knocking
shooter.
everybody down.
It's one shooter.
Spraying niggas, yeah.
Nah, they wait, right? You wait. You let the fighters fight first, and if the fighters win the battle, then the shooter don't even shoot. But if the fighters all go on both
Oh, them niggas
sides,
got a tournament going, like it's fucking
yeah,
Yu Yu Hakusho or
yeah.
some
If
shit.
the fighters go on both sides, and it's just the shooter left, it's a duel to the end. But
No, it's like it's fucking a Squid Game. where the niggas just be going hand to hand. If a nigga step out of line, then the shooter come in and spray him.
I haven't seen it yet.
You need to watch more shit.
I don't have Netflix. We discussed this.
Did
We literally discussed this.
We did, because I was like, how do you not have Netflix? At least I know at least 30 people with Netflix. How you don't got somebody's Netflix?
Well, I had Netflix. I had Netflix multiple different times, through multiple different accounts. I just never had my own.
Oh wait, yeah, we did go through this because I offered you mine, and then I realized
Then
that
you
I'm
said
over
you
the
had to
limit
check.
because I got
Yeah.
so many people already on mine. Yeah, we already did go through this. Yeah.
But what was I saying? But yeah, with the parents, so it's one of those things where like my mom, she was never the type of person to where it was like, oh, it's Grand Theft Auto, it's a 17. Nah, you can't play this. She just never was that person who was like, I will flat out refuse. You won't ever get this game from me. Like she was just the person where it was like, look, you get in this game. If I see any weird shit happening, I'm taking all of them shits. I don't care.
See,
I'll take Madden too, nigga. I'll take
my mom
NCAA
was
too.
like that with most games. Like she let me have Gears of War where I could chainsaw niggas to have. My mom didn't have no problem with violence, partially because I used to watch horror movies in her bed with her as a kid. Like I remember
Yes,
watching
yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street and Chucky in her bed with her. So she ain't had no problems with violence. So I had fucking Call of Duty and Gears of War and Halo. But the one thing she would not ever let me have was fucking Grand Theft Auto. She because of the sex and the cursing, and she refused to let me have a fucking GTA until I was like at least when did Vice City come out?
Oh boy. That sounds like '05 area. When did that come out? '02.
Oh, two. So like
Oh no
she
no no no. Sorry, I'm sorry. Wait, what am I looking at? Yeah, it came out '02. And then they dropped the other one '06. Okay, there we go.
what's the other one? San Andreas?
The stories. It's like the
Ah, okay.
it was a
So
PSP exclusive.
she didn't let me play Grand Theft Auto until I was in high school because all my friends in middle school were talking about GTA 3 and how that shit was hard, and I had to like sneak. Somebody let me borrow their GTA 3 disc, and I remember playing that shit sneakily after she went to bed, and so I returned that to him after I beat it. She wouldn't let me get Vice City when it came out. Obviously, I didn't get Vice City until I was in high school already. I couldn't get that shit when it first came out, and so yeah, she didn't care about violence. It was just straight up
Yeah,
sex
she
and
was like,
cursing,
look,
the
man, like
prostitution, the cursing. That was the issue.
yeah, she was like, look, you know niggas get it shaken, man. You from Detroit. I ain't even tripping about that. She was like, I ain't even tripping about
There was some
that.
niggas shooting during this speech, so I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
worried
Yeah,
about that.
exactly. I ain't tripping about that. But don't you ever for a second think you about to just fuck some woman and then try to
You're not
kill
about to
her
just
afterwards.
pull
Don't
up
you
and
dare.
honk
You
a
better
horn.
pay that woman.
You're not about to just fucking honk a horn and then a woman get in your car and the car start rocking.
But I think that's what it was. I think for parents back in the day, because you gotta understand, like you said, all the games were like, you had platformers, you had these adventure games, there weren't really too many games that like were like straight up like, all right, we're gonna put you in a somewhat realistic setting and then have you traverse a realistic city. Right?
It,
And so Grand Theft Auto came in and niggas was like, nah, this shit feel too much like an actual life. I don't like that.
yeah,
I don't like
niggas
that.
might really start acting up with this.
Yeah, because they was thinking like, bro, you telling me a nigga could go to sleep and wake up in the game? No, nigga, no way. That's sneaky behavior. Talking about like nah, because then niggas will think they really in a game, right? Like you going to sleep, you waking up, you gotta come out your crib, get dressed. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do missions, you gotta get something to eat, my nigga. Come on, it's
That's too much like real life. This is
yeah,
fucking Prince
yeah.
been shitting on niggas' heads.
And so they was like, nah, I'm sorry, bro. I do understand some of the games having the appeal of what they did. And even you remember the whole hot coffee shit with San Andreas? That was the
Yeah.
silliest shit I remember
First
ever.
off, that was a mod. That
Yeah,
wasn't a part of the
right.
game. So
I remember
y'all
at the
mad at
time.
niggas adjusting the game?
Well, you gotta understand. At the time, anyone who had played or anybody who was playing San Andreas probably lived through the Vice City and the GTA 3 shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
So once you got to San Andreas, the niggas said to themselves, wait. Are we wait. You about to lose your mind over a mod, and we got two whole ass games that's worse than this. And
You
this one
gotta
included.
you can literally honk your horn and a prostitute get in the
You get in,
car.
rock the car, get some sex, pay her, get out, kill her, and take my money back? But y'all mad
So
about a mod
y'all
that
don't
let me
got
have
no.
consensual sex with
Yeah,
them? That's
exactly. You don't got no
crazy.
problem with killing somebody after sex and stealing the
That's
money back,
crazy.
but consensual is the
They
problem.
got a mod with, hey, your Tisha, you want to come over tonight? She's like, I gotta leave the kids with my grandmother, but I'm trying to see you.
All
My
right, well,
parents is like,
slide.
no, 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 no,
That's
no,
the
no.
most. See, that's why, because that's the most realistic part.
Exactly, right?
That's the most. I
That shit
my
was
kids
way
to
too
my
real.
grandma. Yo, slide through, and then you come through with the roses and some coffee, and
Or let
then
it be a mission talking about something. Yeah, you got 20 minutes. My man gonna be back. You got race over there,
oh, that's the
stroke her
most.
down, and
Ooh,
leave in 20 minutes.
that's gonna give some parents PTSD because that's how a lot of niggas was conceived. Honestly,
He's like, hey, look, man, you got 25 minutes shorty at the grocery store. And I told her a bunch of shit that ain't in that store. So come on.
you gotta be a fucking adventurous, courageous, brave
Thick
nigga.
son of a bitch. That's what you gotta
25
be.
minutes, bro. I need a
25
nigga to go to
minutes.
work.
I'm like,
25
yeah, bro,
minutes.
I don't even play with like the hour shit because I learned
Yeah,
that
no, no,
I
yeah, no.
learned that very quickly in like middle school, high school. Like when my parents would say, "I'm gonna be home in 45, do so and so," and nigga, they ain't never get home in 45, boys.
Nigga,
Every
no,
time they
barely.
got home quicker than
Always.
that, 30, 20. I remember one time my dad said 45. This nigga got home, and I shit you not, it had to be like 10 minutes. I
They
was
do that shit on
insulted,
purpose.
and I remember
It's
saying
on
something to him.
purpose.
He was like, "Why you want to take that out?" I was like, "You said 45."
What was his response?
He just laughed because like he knew what I meant. Like he knew what I meant. Like, cause I was genuinely upset, nigga. Like I was like, bro, why would you say 45, making me think I got 35 minutes to blow, right? 35 maybe,
And you come home in
30,
10
and you
minutes.
gonna come home in 10, you sick son of a bitch. Like you played me. And then he just like laughed to himself, and he wasn't even really mad, but it was just
You're just like, yeah, I get it.
it
Yeah,
was just like, I
yeah.
mean, I did say, think about it, it's like a nigga coming to pick you up.
Oh yeah, how can you
I'm
be
gonna be
mad?
there in
You gave me a
45.
time limit.
You show up in
Yeah.
10 minutes, yo, I'm outside. My nigga, hello?
Nigga, I ain't even getting in the shower yet, bro.
Like, bro, I'm answering my phone in the shower. Come on, bro. What are we doing? But
Nah,
yeah,
that's
no.
funny.
So to me, a lot of this shit comes back to parenting, right? Because it's like these games. I mean, between the games, the movies. I mean, it's all out there, right? The world is out there. Like you can't really hide too much from your kids no more. So it's like that's why I kind of hate the fact that instead of embracing that and just learning to deal with that, you got all these parents who are trying to go the opposite way, which is like, nah, I'm gonna just hide the world from my kids and hope it works out right. And it's like, bro, your kid has to go into this world. You can hide it as long as you want, nigga. They gonna find it. And when they do, bro, and they don't have no sort of template or guidelines for how to operate through this shit, you better pray it ain't a nasty nigga next to them because that's all it'll take.
Yeah,
That's all it'll take. I mean, you get some of these kids, put them in some of these positions with some of these things, and they got a friend who's a bad influence. It's
they
a
gonna
wrap.
fold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gonna fold. And he like, well, I raised you better than that. Did you? That nigga, he had no idea this was coming. I don't think you did raise him better than that. So at least, like, if you prepare kids for it, they'll know when it happens. So it's like, oh, this is that peer pressure thing. Okay, okay. I might
Yeah,
still give in because it's easier to give in the moment. But
my mom had me trained so good, trained like I'm a dog. But no, she, no, she had me. She, not even just her, but just like the position she put me in the after school programs. I understood peer pressure really well. And so the first time a nigga offered me weed and I wasn't comfortable smoking it, I said no, and I wasn't pressured into it. So she definitely did her thing with that. I still
yeah,
smoke now, but it's because I'm comfortable with it. The first time in high school, like sophomore year, a nigga offered me weed. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need that. But uh, yeah, I still smoke.
oh
But
yeah. Well, I mean, just because the wonders of cannabis today, but
yeah, but when I first got offered peer pressure, nah, I ain't fall for that. My mom did her job. I even came home proud. I even came home proud, like, mama, they offered me weed. And I
he
said
said, "Yo, you
no.
won't believe this." So this nigga told me, "I'm gonna give you this gun, right? Hit the block, homie, right?" So he's like,
That's
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna cook this little Sicilian microwave pizza, and I'm gonna watch Gundam. You bugging? You
mhm,
bugging? You
yeah.
bugging,
You acting like
bro?
usual.
Toonami starts at 4. You're bugging. What
I'm
are you
finna
talking
go
about?
watch Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, word. I'm about to go watch Tenchi Muyo. You're bugging. I'm
You
out of here,
acting
bro.
like usual, my nigga. No.
Niggas is talking about stand on the block for 30 minutes, wait for this
Stand on
nigga.
the block.
Nah, 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 nah. A show is 30 minutes, nigga.
Yeah.
You're bugging.
Nigga, I wouldn't do that for myself. I'm definitely gonna do it for
I ain't gonna do it for the
keep it
team,
close
nigga.
to profit.
Nigga, Hamtaro finna come on.
I'm finna go watch the next Goku is finna go Super Saiyan 3, yo. The last episode ended with him yelling.
He
His
like,
hair
bro,
started to grow a little bit.
Goku been holding the spirit bomb all week and it's Friday. He finna let that shit go.
He finna, yeah,
He
no,
finna
he
let
not
that
doing
shit
this.
go. I got to say he didn't let it go, but he finna. I'm
Yo,
finna let that shit
Majin Vegeta just grabbed Majin Buu, yo. He finna blow himself up. I gotta see what happened to Majin Buu.
He
And then
mad
next
because he
episode,
like
Majin Buu was fine.
nigga hit the block. Damn, y'all was right. I probably could have sat out there with y'all. I was.
Yo, Vegeta just chopped Goten and Trunks in the neck because he finna sacrifice himself, yo. I gotta see this episode. And then you don't see what happened in the episode. It's just niggas talking. How
But
this went from peer pressure to Dragon Ball Z filler?
you know how it go. But
Yeah, it's just
speaking of like the kids, right? The other shit I had was obviously you probably seen it. Niggas was talking about this whole I'm gonna feed my kids whatever the hell I want and they finna eat that shit. Now I'm not gonna hold you.
I haven't
I'm
seen that.
I'm very thankful to never have had a parent like this. I mean, I had parents who, there was times where they told me, look, this is what I'm cooking. You don't
If
have
you
to
want
eat
something,
this.
yeah,
You
exactly,
can eat
yeah.
cereal, you can eat your little
Yeah.
do. But nigga, this is what I got.
Yeah, but
Right?
I
And this
never
is
had
what
a
I made.
situation where I had to sit there and eat what
Yeah,
they
where it's like,
made.
don't leave this table until you eat. Like,
Yeah, nah,
I just like to me, I never had that. And to me, it's like
that's
it's part
abusive.
well, yeah, it's part of the reason why a lot of these kids have like, eating disorders and shit, because they have a very terrible relationship with food. Like,
Yeah,
think about it. Like, if every night, 3, 4 nights a week, you forcing your kid to finish some shit they don't want to finish, dog, they eventually gonna get to a point to where like they just gonna eat for you know what I mean? You eat for all types of weird, odd reasons, whether it be to cope, whether it be this or that. And it's like, bro, you're fucking up your child's relationship with food. Cause nigga, it's one of the most critical aspects of humanity, nigga. We all eat. Every single person eats every single day. So if you fuck up
bro,
that experience, nigga, what do you think that does to a kid
that's
or
insane to
person?
think about. A nigga, your whole life is fucked up because
Yeah,
your eating habit is fucked up
because think
from.
about it. Your diet informs, your gut microbiome, which has a control over a lot of different shit. On top of the fact that your diet does a lot
That's
for
the
your
shit that
health.
give you the green apple splatters.
Oh man, we ain't decided yet, but that might be the one. Green apple splatter. You sick son of a bitch. But
Why is that so funny?
because it doesn't explicitly refer to what it's saying, but you know what it's
You know what it is. You
saying.
know what it is.
But like, so I never understood like the whole like, the thing I hated was that when this conversation was had, right, you had all these idiots making these excuses. And I hate this is one thing I hate.
They do that every time child
I know.
abuse comes up. They make
I'm not a
excuses.
parent, right? Let me just I'm not a parent, at least
Well, you don't understand what it's
at least
like to
not
raise
that
a
I know.
kid. Niggas be tired.
Quite frankly, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I'm not a parent, right?
So you was so
And I'm
tired
planning
that
on
you had to beat your kids, huh?
yeah, and
That's
I
what.
don't
That's
and I
what.
don't plan on being a parent, right? Soon. Anytime soon, right? But what I'm saying is you can't convince me that if your child don't want to eat it and you forcing them to eat it, that's a good idea. Or even the other part was like niggas like, oh, we was broke, and then I'm like, stop it, nigga. My mother was broke, and at one point she was a single mother feeding 3 boys, and I promise you, we still had a choice. You dumb motherfucker, shut your ass up.
Yeah, my mom was
Single
broke,
mother
but she
feeding
was a single
three
mother.
boys, grown ass boys, nigga, not no girl, boys. You know how boys eat.
Boys, bottomless pits,
Yeah,
nigga.
and all three of us play sports. All three of us. One did basketball, football. The other one did basketball, track. I did track and football. So come on now. 3 boys
I did
playing sports
soccer
for
and
at least half of the
baseball.
school year. Them niggas, our appetites was voracious, nigga. It
Voracious.
was unquenchable. But
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, the fact that I still had those options shows me that it's possible. You can offer that. You niggas are just lazy. You niggas just
yeah,
don't want to do that. And honestly, that's what most of these parenting issues come down to. And it's hard to blame the parents because I mean, think about it. This world genuinely makes it hard for you to actually give that time to your kids. Because I mean, you work longer than you ever have, right? You're probably working harder maybe than you ever had. Both parents
yeah.
have to work now. So now both niggas come home. They're like, look, bro, I done worked a 10-hour shift. can I just get 30 minutes to myself, please, bro?
Yeah, no, I definitely get it.
Like,
But at a
please, bro.
certain point, you as a parent,
Right,
you
it's your
have to
responsibility,
understand.
and to me, that's
Exactly.
the part that pisses me off because it's like you get all these parents who will tell people without kids, "Well, y'all don't know, y'all don't know, y'all don't know." Okay, cool, 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 cool. I hear that, but one thing I don't need kids to know is that if you choose to have kids, nigga, it's your responsibility. I don't need to have
Literally, it's
kids to
your
know that.
job to make a
It's your job.
responsible part of fucking
Yeah,
humanity. You have to make an adult.
yeah, bro. It's like if I adopt a pet, it's my job to provide for them. It's
It's
just
like
simple math.
as if a nigga is 16, 14 to 16, they can make their own meal. You could come home and get a quick breath. But a nigga coming home from
Before then, yeah.
elementary school, middle school,
Yeah, especially if you like,
you
you know,
gotta
you
take care of them.
like, oh, my son hate Brussels sprouts, so why you keep buying them? Or it's all we can afford. No, it's
Exactly.
not all you can
Well, no,
afford,
I'm
nigga.
gonna make him eat. No, you can afford any vegetable,
But no, I've
but
heard
Brussels
this. I've
sprouts.
heard this all like I'm like,
Oh,
dog,
I couldn't
my
afford.
mother raised us
That's
on
cap.
canned food. Shut up. You niggas
Same.
are liars.
Like you see fucking canned green beans and fucking
Can yo,
canned
when I tell you,
spinach all the time.
I can't count how many
Canned
times
corn.
I dead popped open a can of green beans, drained the juice, and ate the motherfuckers cold. I promise you. Dog,
I
just
ain't never
shooting
did
them back.
that, but damn.
Just shooting them back, bruh.
You ain't know how to cook, did you? Because I've
No, I
cooked my
didn't.
own
At that
green
time, I
beans.
didn't. But
I
there
was
was
gonna say
times
I've cooked
even
my
when
own
I
green
but you
beans.
know, even when you know how to cook, it's times where it's just
Sometimes you just don't
pure
feel like cooking. You're
laziness
just
creeps
so
in.
hungry, but
Yeah.
you don't feel like cooking.
I'm just like, look, I'm gonna make a sandwich, shoot back this can of green beans, and we gonna be all right.
So like, there's been times where I didn't feel like cooking, but I didn't shoot back a can of green beans. What I did was I took the Vienna sausage.
Enough.
You eat the
Enough.
Vienna sausage and you shoot the juice back.
No, you don't.
Yeah, the Vienna
No, you
sausage
go
juice is good.
outside. You
The
go
Vienna
outside.
sausage
You
juice is
hold the
good.
can in the air with the juice still in it, and you pray a higher power takes that filthy fucking thing from your hand. You pray that when you close your eyes and open them back up, the can's gone.
Yo,
Shooting back the sausage
anybody
juice.
listening right now, yo,
This
if
nigga
y'all
drinking
fuck with that
sausage water.
Vienna
No.
sausage juice, let me know. Cause that shit was good. I know y'all know it was good too.
Terrible. But
It's
yeah,
like
so
you get a hot pickle and you drink the juice, it's the same thing.
nah, pickle juice is different. Pickle juice is good.
No, it's
It's
not.
drinkable, motherfucker. Sausage
So
juice,
is
sausage water, nigga. Get out of
it's
my face.
not
Get out of my
Vienna
face.
sausage are not the
I'm a
same as
I'm a
normal
scream.
sausage. You're
I'm a
not gonna
scream.
open
I'm a
a pack
scream.
of what they call it, Elkers. What's the shit that start with an E? Atkinson's
For what? What are we talking about?
sausage. The shit that start with an
Uh
E, the beef sausage.
Beef sauce
Atkinson's,
start with an E?
Elkers.
I have no idea. You talking about canned joints?
No. It's like in a package. Just the red sausage. It starts with an E. It's got like green and yellow on it. Ah, damn, I can't.
Okay, leave it.
Either way, it don't matter. Vienna sausage juice is good.
Some would say.
Shoot it
Um,
back like a tequila shot.
but yeah, so what was he saying? So it's feeding the kids and yeah, so I think a lot of it is well, it's a couple different things. One, I think, and this is the part that niggas don't want to accept. A lot of y'all motherfuckers can't cook. Let's just call it. Let's just call it a spade. Your kid don't like vegetables because you can't cook. You steam them vegetables, put some butter on them, and say, "All right, here you go." And this
Put some
nigga like,
butter
bro,
on
this
it. Yeah, come on, man.
shit filthy, nigga. You're not gonna put no little garlic salt or nothing on it, give it a little tang or nothing. Like, bro, when I was growing up, I loved vegetables because my parents used to put their foot in them shits. Nigga, you know how, bro? When I tell you, I used to like go crazy for collard greens for
Oh yeah,
obvious reasons, right?
yeah.
For obvious reasons.
I mean,
Mustard greens,
collard
collard
greens.
greens didn't matter, right? And then
Nah, I just feel like I don't like mustard greens. I don't like turnip greens. I only like collard greens.
I like that
I
kick.
don't like
I
the
like that
taste.
kick of the mustard greens.
I
Ooh,
don't. I don't like the taste of mustard and collard
it's
turnip
like
greens.
the chard. When you get the chard and it's just got the bite to it. Oh man, I'm about to bust. But yeah, a lot of niggas can't cook. A lot of niggas cannot cook, and that's ultimately this issue. So that's why your kid don't want to eat half of the shit you making because niggas is like, oh, come on, bro. My mom made me eat loaf at least twice to 3 times a week, and it was fire.
Every fucking time. Every
It
time
was
my mom
fire. So
made
I
meatloaf, I
never
was
had
getting
like
second,
literally. I come
third.
home and be like, damn, meatloaf. All right, at least shit gonna be rocking. Like yeah,
Yeah.
like
Meatloaf again?
yeah,
All
like
right,
you'll
it's
come
gonna
home
be
and
good,
at
man.
first you thinking like, damn, I really wish we would have had something besides meatloaf, but like I know this shit gonna hit still.
Damn, spaghetti again? I know this shit gonna be saucy as hell. It's not about to be
Yeah,
dry.
and it ain't gonna be nothing less than an 8, so I'm Gucci. Like,
Yeah.
and that be the problem. Like so think about it. When you a kid, it's easy, right? When you come home, even if it's the same thing every day. And I think the other part of it, is I think a lot of parents hide their situation from their kids for a good reason, right? And
Yeah.
that's the one part that I'm willing to stay out of as a non-parent, right? Like, all right, if you
See,
decide you don't want
my
to tell
mom,
your kid about
no,
certain
see
shit,
that thing,
cool.
but like my mom was broke when I was growing up. I know she was broke. She told me she was broke after she got a better job. So I'm not even going to excuse that because my mom was broke as shit. I remember she used to make these what do they call them, pigs in a blanket, where you
Mm-hmm.
make the hot dogs with cheese
Mm-hmm.
inside a croissant.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I like that more than like her actual like
Oh yeah.
gourmet meals.
Yeah, you can make
So
some
like,
pesto and shit. You be like, yeah. Where the pigs in the blanket, bro?
yeah, exactly. So like that whole being broke shit, my mom was broke as shit and still is feeding me. I was broke as shit and still feeding myself. So
And then
that's all
right.
excuses.
And then the
It's
other part, right, was the other thing I kept hearing niggas say was that, well, oh, well, if you let your kids pick, your kids gonna pick nothing but fast food and bullshit. I'm like, quick question. I just want to ask this, and then I'm gonna go. Why would your children pick fast food and bullshit unless that's what you're feeding them?
exactly.
Because I remember when my parents used to ask me what I wanted for dinner, I ain't really never say no fast food shit. Like I would
I
always think,
gave an actual thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would think of like one of
give me
them dishes.
some blazing
I was
wings.
sitting there and be like, what I want for dinner? Oh, yo, can you make those pesto bow ties again? Yo, them shits was hitting,
Yeah,
dog. Mind you, and niggas be, and it's funny because I remember I had friends over once. My dad made like some pesto bow ties with like garlic, and the shit was smash. And literally, I remember like I asked for it. My friends was like, "Nigga, what the fuck is pesto?" And I was just like pesto, like
y'all
the
ain't have
Italian shit.
pesto.
Yeah, like I'm like,
Yeah,
but you got like, but mind you, it's some parents who they don't step outside their box. They gonna make the same spaghetti every time. They ain't gonna switch the sauce up, no new seasonings. It's the same shit. You know what you're getting, dog. I can do this shit with my eyes closed, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, at the end of the day, dog, your kid got to enjoy this shit. If he not enjoying it, and then what's the point? Like what is the point? And I feel like it's just so
yeah.
many parents refuse to give up any level or semblance of power. It's like, why should my child be making a choice for himself? Because that's what he gonna have to
That's
do when he
literally what it
grown.
is. Yeah,
When he grown, he gonna have to decide what he want to eat and go get it and go make it, right? So why would you not empower him early or empower them early to be able to, okay, mom, I'm not really feeling this. I don't know. Because to me, I'm like, you gotta understand, all these lessons they cross over. So if you teach your kid to accept some shit they don't want, you think he's gonna stop at food? Why would it stop there? They eat food every day. So if I come home every day and choose to accept some shit I don't want every day, you think that's only gonna apply to food? Come on now. That ain't how it worked.
I niggas don't think about it like that. They just think about how they were parented, and they think about how they're gonna parent their kids, and how they need to absolutely dominate and control the situation. So
Yeah.
their whole life with their children is about them being in control. That's how they
Mhm.
see it.
And I think a lot of it is just there's a lack of introspection, right? It's a lack of, all right, is this the right way? Like, yeah, this is what we've been doing. Yeah, this is the tradition. Yeah, this is like how it's been passed down. But like, what are the problems with this? Well, like, what are the pros and cons? Like, I do that shit with everything, even if it's something I know I'm gonna choose, right? Like, let's say I have two choices, but I know have to pick one. I don't have like it's not really even a choice. I basically got to pick one. All right, I'll still weigh the pros and cons of both of them. And when I find out the cons are the ones I have to pick, I'll see how I can mitigate those cons. But
Yeah.
niggas don't do that. They just like, all right, well, look, if I'm in a situation where I have to cook spaghetti 3 times a week, I'm gonna just make this shit and y'all gonna deal with it. And it's like, okay, bruh,
You don't
if you gonna
have
make the
to
spaghetti
do
three
that.
times a week, at least figure out a way to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the
You
problem.
got noodles. You don't even gotta make
Yeah, you got
spaghetti.
noodles.
Instead of tomato paste, you can do pesto.
Yeah,
You can do
instead of the pesto,
Cajun.
you could just do straight up butter or some oil and some salt and some seasoning, nigga.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you
I
can
had
do
butter
anything.
noodles and them bitches was hitting. You
Yeah,
serious? Butter noodles with some garlic chicken, nigga. Them shit was busting. And
every
so
time.
that's my thing. Like I'm just like, look, like I said, I ain't no parent, so if you feel like I can't speak on it because I'm not a parent, then I don't really give a shit. But
No, we
um,
speaking on it. I'm
yeah, I
I'm
mean, I already
telling
did. So
y'all,
yeah, like
y'all parents that's not doing y'all share, do better. This is coming from somebody that lived with a single mother that was poor.
same,
I still had options.
same.
So y'all do better. Them excuses, they not They not hitting. Your
They're not
kid is
hitting.
gonna grow up to resent you.
They are not hitting the way you think they are. All right. So what else we got on this list? We got a couple of things, and we actually killed about an hour. It's pretty good. Not really covering, only covering like two topics. So we
Yeah,
got
that was my doing.
it was the doing of the doer. So we got the NBA vaccination shit. We can get into that. Um, what else? We got a
If we
mega
get into that,
comet so big they thought it was a planet.
wait,
Um,
wait, wait, wait. I've heard about that. I heard there was a secret ninth planet. It turned out to be a comet. It wasn't a real planet.
oh, I thought you said knife planet. I was about to say, nigga, run that back.
A ninth planet? No.
Yeah, I was about to say,
No,
bro,
no, no.
run that back and
No,
explain it now.
I heard there was another planet that they didn't know about. It turned out to be a comet.
Oh, so I'm not sure if this is the same planet, but well, I would imagine they're not uh mistaking too many things for planets, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know.
assume. Yeah.
But so this was a mega comet, right? Which I didn't know
Mega
that they were
comet.
like mega. I'm like, y'all got giga comets? Like, fucking, what is this?
I just thought it
Uh,
was comet meteorites.
yeah, I just thought,
Meteors.
I'm like, what, y'all got mega meteors? Like, come on, bro, y'all getting way
Wait,
too
what's the
deep.
difference between a comet and a meteor? I know a meteorite is something that broke up on Earth's entry. What's the difference
Don't get
between?
me started. I have no fucking clue. You know I don't. All I know is either one of them shits is gonna smoke me. So,
All right, you talk. I'll Google.
all right, so cool. So, long story short, this was a mega comet, not again a regular comet, a mega comet, and it's called a mega comet because this month is gigantic, right? So, regular size comets are usually around 10 kilometers in diameter, right? This comet is so big. The diameter is 160 kilometers. It is 16 times bigger than an average sized comet.
Hello.
Meaning, think about it, it was so big. They thought this was a celestial object at first, right? These niggas thought this shit was a dwarf planet. And then once the shit started moving, oh shit. Oh, wait, yo, that shit moving. Oh. Right? And so this thing has a diameter 16 times bigger than average comets. And so there was a comet called the Hale Bopp, which was dubbed the Great Comet back in 1997. This one had a diameter of 30 kilometers. Meaning this
And
mega comet is
Earth ain't been wiped out yet.
this mega comet is 5 times bigger than the Great Comet of 1997, which is pretty nuts. Um
Well,
so apparently
yeah.
this giant is 7 times bigger than Mars' moon, which is ridiculous.
I'll blow that bitch up. It's not even that big.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Um, but they said it'll pass through our planetary system at its closest approach a decade from now in the year 2031. So at first I was like, yeah, it's pretty dope, and I kind of moved on. But then I thought to myself, didn't they say there was supposed to be a lot of like coastal and tidal floods in the 2030s because of like something with the moon,
Ooh,
something with the
ooh.
moon, and I remember reading this. It was something about the something with the moon, and the moon was going to create bigger tides and more coastal flooding in the next 10 years. I don't remember why. I can double check that, but I know that part for sure. Like that was something that they were saying. So you combine increased coastal flood and all that shit with worse hurricanes with a mega comet that you know is 5 times as big as
Big
the
as
Great
shit.
Comet. Um, God, I got to tell you,
Do you know how big
this
is
is
Haley's
bad, Skip.
comet?
This is bad, Skip. Haley's Comet is probably not even that big. It should just be
Do you know
gone.
when it's supposed to come back? Because I want to see it. I feel like it has already come in our lifetime, and I already missed it. But I'm not 100% sure.
Let's see how big this joint is. Structure, composition. Nah, I don't want all that shit. What are you doing?
Just look up when the next Haley comet is. I think we missed it. I would say I'm sad, but I'm depressed, so nothing really matters to begin with, so I don't really care. But
Okay, so
it would have been nice to
apparently
see it.
Haley's nucleus is about 15 kilometers long and 8
The
kilometers
fuck is
wide.
a nucleus inside of a comet?
So okay, so basically with comets, right? Because once it gets close to the sun, there's a bunch of volatile compounds within the comet that basically begin to subliminate from the surface of its nucleus, which basically causes the comet to develop a big ass atmosphere, and this atmosphere around the comet ends up being 100,000 kilometers wide,
So that's
which,
why
which is why it's so
Haley's
easy to see.
comet is like purple or blue or whatever the
Yeah,
shit
and
around it.
it's usually that's from whatever molecules it picks up along the way. And then this the com the- so basically this thing has a tail, a long ass tail which can extend more than 100 million kilometers into space. This is fucking nuts.
Yeah,
But
no,
anyway,
I knew that just because I've
no, I mean science is just nuts to me. It's just always
yeah.
fucking nuts. Like when you think about the scale of this shit, it's just like, dog, it's just nothing. None of this
And
shit
we're looking
compares.
at that from the ground. You said 100 kilometers long.
100 million kilometers, nigga.
That
That's four.
when you see Haley's comet, you see the tail.
Hmm.
So how can the tail be 100 million kilometers long when you're watching it?
And you don't see the whole
That's
thing. I
fucking
think they were saying that
crazy. That's unbelievable. That's
yeah,
wild.
I don't know. This is nuts.
The universe is insane.
It
It's
truly is. And speaking of insane people, you
no,
want
no,
to
you
know
didn't finish. When is either the last Haley's Comet or the next one? Am I gonna see it in my lifetime or did I
that
miss
shit's
it?
75 years. You're done for. Yeah, you're done
When
for.
was the last one?
That shit was in like the 90s. Yeah, 86. Sorry. Yeah, you're
So
finished.
I didn't even I wasn't even here to see it. Come on, that's not fair.
I seen one comment. I don't know what comment I seen, but it was one of
I
them.
mean, I see comments, but it wasn't Haley's Comet. Come on now.
Man, it don't matter. Haley comment just one nigga. It's the only
No,
naked
it matters
eye
because Haley's Comet is you've seen a comet.
comment.
Match that with Haley's Comet. So you know how a comet doesn't have a name, right? That means Haley's Comet is special.
Man, I want to see a meteor shower. Fuck a comet.
I've
Meteor
seen a
shower.
meteor shower. It's pretty cool.
Shit's go harder anyway.
They go hard as fuck. Man. I love meteor showers.
Harder as Heckington.
But so 100. You said 100 million,
100 million of them kilometers, baby.
and all right.
100
While you're
million.
on that page, I
Yeah,
need you to. You're on that page. So
yeah.
Haley's Comet resurfaces around Earth every 75 years. So it
About
obviously,
76, but it can vary from 74 to 79.
yeah. So it doesn't make its rounds around the entire solar system. What does it like? Where does it go? It
Oh,
has to
the
go like
orbit.
between Mars and Venus and Earth. It's not the whole entire solar system, obviously, because it wouldn't take 75. It would take longer than 75 years.
Let's see. It orbits around the sun. It's highly elliptical. Jeez, parabolic trajectory. All types of shit. That's out of my pay grade. Between the orbits of Mercury and Venus.
Okay, so
Halley's orbit is retrograde. Whoever knows, it orbits the sun in the opposite direction to the planets.
don't know. I don't know what that means. Retrograde.
Highest velocities relative to the Earth of any object in the solar system. Who fucking knows what that means?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? Am I a physicist?
Oh, it passed at a relative velocity of 157,000 miles per hour. That's pretty quick, huh?
That's why you can't see that 100 mile fucking 100 million fucking tail.
That motherfucker gone.
Whatever that shit was. That shit gone. You see a little bit of a tail and that shit gone.
Gone.
All right, you can go to the next thing you were bringing up. I had to know, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
So, I guess we can get to this whole vaccination thing. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it just the ignorance bothers me, but we gotta cover it. So let's
do
get
we?
straight into it. I
This
mean,
is a
no, we
pretty
don't.
laid
Yeah,
back and
we don't.
chill podcast.
Oh, well, yeah,
Let's
but
get into politics because I like making people mad.
well, nah, we get into politics, then you gonna end up in Twitter jail. So let's not do this.
Twitter jail. I might end up in real jail because I'm talking about some
You said
shit.
I might end up in a gulag, nigga.
Yeah, I'm done.
So this issue is It's not surprising. I was actually surprised we hadn't heard so much about it until right before the season starts, but it makes sense.
This
So
is
long
about
story short,
Kyrie.
the season's starting to begin, and they're asking all these NBA players vaccination statuses and all. Like we saw this at the NFL, right?
Mm,
Um, and so a lot of these NBA guys, some of them are vaccinated. Good amount of them are vaccinated.
90%. A lot of niggas with common sense.
Yeah, a lot of niggas with common sense. Conversely, I think 99% of the WNBA is vaccinated. So
Oh, so like
yet
women have
again,
more common sense than
yet
men,
again, the women
obviously.
of the WNBA show us how it's done. Yet again.
Crazy how that keeps happening.
Keeps
It
happening. It's
just
almost
keeps
like we should,
happening.
yeah, it's almost like we should take note from them, but we won't do that. They're women. I get it. So,
Ew,
so,
women, gross.
right. So Kyrie initially gets up here. And so here's the thing. So the first story that came out was this story about how do I word this?
I wish we had cameras on us because I'm rolling my eyes. Like,
Yeah, no. So this first story, and I will provide the context after. There was a guy who wrote an article basically stating that Kyrie believed that there was a microchip in the vaccine which would then hook you up to Satan's supercomputer and some other shit of that nature. Now, before we go any further, I must say this. Whoever came up with Satan's supercomputer is like just that word, that phrase, my nigga, you are a genius. Um, two, incredible conspiracy theory. I give it some legs,
no,
please.
no, no.
Flesh
This is
this
a
out.
terrible. This is
No.
stupid.
Flesh out
No,
Satan's.
this
No,
is
not the
so
microchip part.
stupid.
Not the microchip part. Flesh out Satan's supercomputer. Just that.
Satan's
Just that.
supercomputer.
Flesh that out and let me know what that looks like. Give me some more with that. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's amazing. Please do more for that. But the microchip part, no, stop it. That's ridiculous. Let's stop it. They're not putting. Think about the cost it would take to make a small chip that I could then track from anywhere to then put it in a vaccine to then give to what 6 billion people, bro. What are these costs?
No, so like, go even deeper. So the vaccine has been spread around the world. Billions of people have had it, but only 3% of Africa
Mm-hmm.
has gotten access to the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was something in the vaccine
There you go.
that
Now you
maybe
spitting.
black people would be adverse to, like the Tuskegee Institute.
Yeah, if I was
So
targeting niggas, why I ain't giving it to niggas?
Exactly. If I was targeting black people, why are black people not getting it? Why are black people the people that are least likely to get it?
I think it's black
That's
people
been my
and
whole
conservatives.
thing with these fucking vaccine anti-vaxxers. Like,
Yeah, but to me, look, the argument ends the moment I see a nigga in a Maserati pull up and sit in the same line as me.
yeah,
That right there it ends. Because
yeah.
I won't see that guy at the store I shop at. He don't shop at that same store. He got money. So why he in the same? We know why. We know, like, to me that was the thing when I saw rich niggas with Mozzies driving into Elizabeth, nigga. Elizabeth. You might not know New Jersey like that, but niggas with Mozzies don't drive through Elizabeth. They don't. They don't drive through Union. Not really. So when I seen that, I'm like, okay. And okay, you going to the site too? Okay. Yeah, this shit for real. No, I know it's for
Yeah.
real. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that there might not be some complications further down the road. And to me, that's the only valid point anyone ever has. We don't
Nobody
know
ever
what
brings
this
up
is
that,
gonna.
and no anti-vaxxer brings up that point though. They always
Yeah,
say,
very few
"I'm
do. They
gonna
just talk about
do
my
my
choice. It's my
research," or "my
yeah.
choice," or fucking, "We don't know what's in the vaccine."
Right.
You don't know what's in COVID.
So before we go any further, I must stress that the Satan supercomputer tidbit. It was a story written by a guy, and this particular
I gotta
guy,
hear it. I want to know for sure.
this particular guy, apparently has a history with Kevin Durant, where he was basically him and Kevin Durant had some sort of like working relationship, and then he kind of took it too far, and so Kevin Durant was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna fuck with you no more." And then the guy pretty much outright lied about their relationship to try to sell an angle or whatever it was. I think it was a book actually. So take anything this guy says with a grain of salt. So
And this is the guy that fucking Kyrie is.
right. Once I read that, I was like, okay, maybe this Satan supercomputer shit is horseshit. Like, not the idea, because I mean, again, please, someone work on that. But maybe the fact that he said this is horseshit. right? So okay, cool. So then Kyrie goes to the press conference and they ask him about the vaccination. And the guy tries to find the most roundabout way to ask him if he's vaccinated. And Kyrie's just like, yeah, I don't know why you're trying this hard. I'm gonna give you the same answer, but okay. Yeah. And he said, and he's like, all right, well, just please respect my privacy, blah, blah. And remember, when niggas did this in the NFL, what did I say? I said the same thing. Thank you. That's all I want. If you not gonna get it, and just shut the fuck up and say that. Because I'd rather you say that than you say all the other shit that's then just gonna confirm to all the other idiots out here. Oh, see, I knew I was right. Don't give them that. I'd rather you just say it's my decision. I'm gonna leave it at that. Because then you don't give nobody no other fodder. You don't give these idiots nothing else to latch on to, right? So he said that. And my thing is, in terms of what the NBA is actually gonna do, that ought to be interesting. Um,
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens.
because I think the NFL or the NBA Players Association pretty much said, look, uh, mandates are a non-starter. We not doing mandates. Period. We're not gonna do one. And it kind of makes sense because, like, again, like I think it's like 85, like 90% of the leagues vaccinated. You get what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah,
realistically, we don't need a mandate because like most of y'all, of overwhelming majority of y'all niggas got it. But um,
it goes into a city mandate at that point,
right.
is
Yeah, that was
the
what I was gonna say.
problem
So
that
the
these niggas come into.
NBA kind of took a step back, and the cities were essentially were just like, all right, well, look, bro, you in San Francisco, right? Yeah. I'll tell you
Oh,
what,
yeah.
you gotta abide by my law, little nigga. And you're
Yeah.
like, man, bro, what you talking about? Nah, I'm in the NBA. They gonna talk to you, and they ain't about to tell me shit.
Nah, they not. You
But
getting fucking vaccinated
I
or you
revoke your
not playing
license to this
here.
bitch, nigga. What you talking about?
Yeah, the
I don't
fuck,
like that, nigga.
motherfucker.
And mind you, and you know the NBA is probably going to look the other way because in their head they want you to get back. So they're probably the same niggas who are going to be like, oh well, if they said you can't play, then I guess you can't play. Like you know what I'm saying? They're not going to try to work this shit out for you. That's on you to figure that out. So that'd be interesting. And then they said that any game you miss for not like if you miss any of the
You're
games
not
because of
getting
those,
paid
you
for
don't
it.
get paid for that. So
Yeah.
again, we'll see. We'll see if niggas put their money where their mouth is. I have the feeling they won't because niggas never do.
They
I don't
should,
think
but they
none of
won't.
these niggas are as principled as they say they are, and that's not just the basketball players. I need people to understand that. I think people in general are not as principled on any point as they say they are. But when it comes to this anti-vax shit and how far they're willing to go, these people are definitely not principled. They're not the people
No,
who are willing to throw away their job. There's some, right? And to me, those people are fools, but I commend them for seeing it through. You saw it all the way through.
I don't even
You
commit them
you told
there.
your family,
No,
listen, we finna starve. I ain't going for
yeah,
this shit. Terrible decision. But my
dumbass
nigga,
niggas.
that's conviction if I've ever seen it. Horrible decision. But it's
Yeah, it's
boy,
conviction,
listen.
but I don't support it. Fuck them.
No, of course I don't. I tell you, it's a horrible decision. But look, again, it's just like with racism. Like don't be no subtle racist. Don't be no subtle racist.
Yeah, tell
Yeah,
me to my
live your
face.
life, bro. So if you gonna
Say
be an
nigger, yo.
anti-vax nigga,
Don't.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you believe in the Satan supercomputer, don't
Say
pussyfoot.
supercomputer.
You start giving me details, nigga. Tell me what operating system Satan got. Start talking to me, right? And so that's what it was when it comes down to that. So and then Jonathan Isaac, right? So first and foremost, Jonathan Isaac is former Florida State guy. It's the only reason why I know him. Shout out to Florida State. I remember watching him in college. He was pretty good, and I was thinking, yeah, that's gonna be nice. He got to the Magic, and I was like, ooh, that's gonna be tough. It's the Magic, right? We know how that works. Then he got injured, and a lot of things happened, and shit just it wasn't really panning out. But anyway, so we're at the point we're at now, right? Where obviously the Black Lives Matter movement came through the NBA like what a year ago,
Yeah.
and Jonathan Isaac was one of the kind of more vocal ones who was basically saying like, look, I ain't gonna kneel, bada bada boo boo, and he was talking like diet conservative shit, right? And everybody was kind of looking at him funny, like, I don't know what this nigga on. I'm gonna look at you, though. I'm gonna watch you. And so recently, when it comes to the vaccine shit, he had a 2-minute video where he sat up here and I need people to understand this is a specific type of like maneuver, right? Where people with some level of intelligence, right, will basically just word salad you to death. They
Yeah.
will literally just say a bunch of words and structure it in a way that it sounds coherent, but when you actually like it's like lyrics, right?
You don't
Like
hear shit
yeah, it's
to
like you listen to
relate
a
to
song
right
and
now.
like you can
Yeah.
hum the whole song like then you start saying the lyrics, you're like, wait, is that what he said? Is that what he's talking about? I didn't even is that no, that's not what he's saying. right? So it's like he's not saying anything, right? So he said all this stuff to pretty much say, look, it's personal rights and this and that. And I'm like, dog, listen, my problem with the personal rights thing is that it's my personal right for me to walk into a room and call everyone in there a racial slur, the corresponding racial slur. Not just one. I'm not gonna like call a white guy the N-word. Like it's not gonna make sense. But the corresponding racial slurs, right? It's my right. Does that make it a good idea? It's just that
No,
simple. Like, and that's all it comes down to. Like, it's my right to walk into a Target with the blicky on my back in certain states. But does it make it a wise idea? No, no. And so that's my problem. It's like we get into this legality versus morality situation where it's like, bro, what's legal is not always what's moral, and what's moral is not always what's legal. So it's like y'all niggas are trying to conflate the two and trying to make it seem like, oh well, at the end of the day, listen, y'all trying to make it illegal to be all this and it's immoral. And I'm like, bro, it's not about morality, dog. None of this has anything. Like, I don't think there really is that connection. These niggas swear there is, and that's why they'll bring up God and they'll bring up this and they'll bring up that. And I'm like, bro, God created the vaccine. If that's what you believe in your religion, your faith, then you have to see it all the way through. Because my thing is, if you believe in God, you believe in Christ, the Almighty, nigga, Christ allowed us, he gave us the knowledge to do all of this. Why would you upset? That's the thing I always hate. Like,
they don't
people,
get that. Think about
what
what was
they
that
do though,
religion?
it's
No,
selective,
no.
and that's
Think
my
about
problem.
fucking Christian Scientists. Have you heard of that religion?
Oh, yo, you know what's funny? I remember where was that? Was that Princeton? I think I was in like Princeton or something like that. And I seen something like that. And it was like
Yeah.
the Church of Science or some shit. And like I thought it was like Scientology at first, and I looked it
Nah,
up and I was just
they
like, what the fuck is this? Like I
they
was
literally
confused.
just don't believe in anything past. They're basically fucking Amish. They don't believe in any medicine or
Oh, okay,
they don't
okay.
believe in anything, any fucking products past the 18th century, which
But
is
even that's
insane.
foolish
Like,
because why do you call
no,
yourself
exactly, it
Christian
is.
scientist then? You're not a scientist. Just say you're old school
Exactly.
Christians. Niggas is
Exactly.
biblical Christians. Like just say that.
It's fucking insane.
I don't know. That's weird. Why would they call themselves Christian scientists?
I
That
have
that that
no
that
idea.
that bothers me. You're not. You're the opposite of a scientist.
I have no idea at all. No, but
um,
I have heard of them.
but
But
yeah.
whatever.
So and then what was the other? Bradley Bill? Oh, so Bradley Bill then says um what is this? Oh, he said, yeah, I had COVID. I lost my sense of smell. That was it. No big deal. Dog, you only got five
No big
senses.
deal.
You lost
You
20% of one. Remember, your smell informs your taste a little bit. So let's say you lost 30% of your human senses. No big deal, though. You're right. I'm
even
gonna
if you
slide right
don't
past
count
that.
the taste, I only lost my smell.
Bro, you lost
I
30% of your
I
human
only
senses.
lost
I'm
one of
going
my
to keep
senses.
moving. If you don't see it's a problem, I'm sure you will soon. Let's keep it moving, right?
Come on,
Um,
bro.
but that's the thing, like that's where you start to realize that
Niggas are idiots.
not just that, you start to realize this country doesn't, and not just the country, it's really the world, but we don't see disabled people. Like we don't even see them
Yeah,
because that's a
yeah.
disability. People don't understand. These are disabilities. This is a mass disabling. It's not even a mass killing off. No, they're not killing off because the death rate of this is not gigantic. It's not like Ebola, nigga, like where it's just like, oh
1%.
shit, you getting it, you gone. You
Yeah.
get it, you gone. It's not SARS, nigga, or something where you get it, you gone. Like, no,
I mean,
it's
technically, it is SARS.
I know,
COVID
but
is
it's
a
not like,
SARS,
not
but
like
it's not the
as
major. It's not the
virulent,
big SARS.
virulent as
It's not the big one.
big
The big
SARS.
SARS.
But yeah, so it's like, fuck, what was I just saying?
Uh,
Damn, I smooth forgot. Hate to
we
see it.
getting old. That's what it is. We getting old.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, so it's not like Ebola and all them other diseases that'll get you out of here, right? So, but the problem is, people fail to realize they see these as binaries. You either die or you live, and you're perfectly fine. And it's never that simple, dog. How many
Yeah.
people get the flu? And think about it, people think, oh, you get the flu and you just sneeze and sniffle, and then when you're done, you'll be back to normal. Yeah, except what happens when people usually actually get the flu? They lose weight, you know what I mean? There's all these other things that come with it. And so that's the part that I think people are overlooking because quite frankly, society just doesn't even see disability. We don't even see
Mm-hmm.
it. We just disregard disability. We don't even treat it like it's something worth protecting people from, right? Like it's just like, yeah, who cares? You'll have terrible lung
do
function for the rest of your
whatever.
life.
Yeah,
Don't worry. Don't worry.
yeah,
Like,
you'll
and so
be good, I
that's
guess.
the thing I've been
Mm.
saying is that people keep seeing this as a binary where you either die and you live, but it's like you get people, athletes who caught COVID and they ain't get the
Pat,
COVID. The COVID didn't do
Carl
nothing to them.
Anthony Town, that nigga, he said he has to have an inhaler
Yeah, he
now
lost 50 pounds,
after
a whole
getting
bunch of.
COVID.
Now, granted, he was also going through a lot of
That's just
trauma at the
crazy.
time. So, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure it was a mixture of both. But
I didn't even know he lost 50 pounds. I just knew about the inhaler.
what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
you got players who they got COVID and they quote unquote nothing happened. They lived and they were fine. And
Quote
then
unquote, yeah.
suddenly they've got a heart issue a couple
Mm-hmm.
months later, right? Suddenly they've got an
For
arrhythmia
some
now, right?
reason, they're not tying that back to COVID
Right.
for
But you
whatever
know
reason.
why? You know why?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if we tie all this back to COVID, then we then have to start caring about disabled people. And niggas ain't finna do that. And that's the saddest part about it. The whole thing is to me that we only see this in a matter of living and dying, but there's an in between, nigga, where you diminish the quality of people's lives for the rest of their life, right? And like that doesn't get talked about enough. That's not because to me that's a big enough impetus to get a vaccine, right? Like not the fact that all right, I give it to my brother, he might die. No, he probably won't. But if I give it to him, it might fuck up his lungs, so he dies in 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He dies earlier than he was supposed to. So that's my whole thing where, but people don't see that. And
Nah,
it's by choice. It's by choice, honestly.
literally.
So,
Yeah.
but you know what? I think a lot of it, and not all of it, because obviously there's a lot of women involved, but I think a lot of it comes back to like this masculinity, this bravado, right? Like
No,
this
I'm gonna
just
be good regardless. I
yeah,
just
like
know
nigga,
I'm a suffer in
I'm a
pain.
man. I'm a man, nigga. What type of man gonna get a little coffee coughing? I'm hated.
My pussy hurt.
Like so I think so many and again obviously like I said it's women too, but I think a lot of these dudes it's just invulnerability. I'm just man.
I mean, if we probably break down the statistics, it's probably more women that are surviving COVID than men.
Oh, it is. It's more men getting it. Men generally in almost every aspect are risk takers more than women are. So whatever it
Yeah,
comes down to, our mortality rates are what's it? Morbidity and mortality rates are almost always worse. Just because whatever it is, nigga, like we're gonna take a bigger
yeah,
risk.
no, I know that for a fact. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like,
no,
oh, all right, go to that crowded
sure.
show, go to a Lil Durk show in Chicago. Mm, okay. Like the shorties are just like, nah, I'm gonna stay home. Niggas is like, I'm pulling up, man. Niggas start
Pull up and
shooting, I'm
see
a
my
duck and I'm gonna
nigga.
get on out of there. I'm a duck, I'm gonna
Yeah,
weave. I'm like, bro, if they start shooting next to you, ain't no ducking. What are you talking about? But speaking of men taking risks and harming themselves, right? This is something I wanted to talk about because I remember Reef talked about it a minute ago about a dude he worked with, right? He was talking about the dude he
yeah.
worked with. Yeah, you remember what I was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was working with this dude. The dude was working crazy hours, and this nigga's wife didn't work. Their kids were high school age, and he worked like 60, 70, some stupid ass hours, right? And so this guy, in his head, saw nothing wrong with it. He's just, well, I'm providing. That's what a provider does. You work hard, you do, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? But then it's just like, think about this. Look at how you are letting your masculinity harm you. Because, bro, why are you working 70 hours? I say this all the time. Shouldn't no nigga on earth be working 70 hours? I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're the president, nigga. Go sit your ass down, take a nap, and tell your advisors to handle it. Like, what are you doing? 70 hours, 60 hours. Like, it's some of it's ridiculous. And then I think so often, right? Because dudes put this pressure on themselves, like, oh, I gotta be the provider. She ain't gonna, I ain't shit if I ain't got money. If I don't have the money, then these hoes ain't gonna see me. They put so much pressure on themselves that then you end up in a scenario where it's like, dog, you're just living to work. You're just living to make money. You're just living to literally provide a will to somebody once you're dead. And it's like, dog, you're not
Literally,
even
like,
living.
what are you getting out of life at this point?
Yeah, it's like you're not even living. You sound a little funny. But it's like you're just like, what are you getting out of that, right? Like, and so that's my thing where and in this example, like you got kids in high school. So it's like, sis, you can get up and work 20 hours. I'm not asking you to work 40 because you ain't been working in probably 10, 15 years. Go ahead and work 20. It's easy. It's easy. And it takes a little bit of a load off of his back. But mind you, I think part of it is the man, right? The masculinity and men enforcing it, reinforcing it. But I think the other part of it um is well, I know honestly that's the biggest part. That's really the biggest part because I think even in a scenario where you're dating a woman who's like, nah, I want to work. I see you working too fucking hard. I'm trying to take some of that off of your back. You got a lot of scenarios like that where a dude will like, nah, he'll fight tooth and nail. Like, no, you're not fucking helping me. Nah, fuck that. You sit home, you handle the kids, you handle the house, I got this shit. And it's like, dog, just let her work 20 hours, make a little $300-$400, and then pay a couple bills. Let her help you out, nigga. Like, what do bro? You're not what's the nigga that from mythology? The nigga with the world on his back, Atlas, right? Like, bro, you're not Atlas, dog. Like, stop it. Or what's the story of the other dude who's pushing the rock up the mountain and every day this shit falls?
Sisyphus.
Yeah, like, bro, it's like, dog, you gotta realize, nigga, this is supposed to be your partner. So what type of partner you got where you do 90% of like the outside the housework, and then she does like, it's just, to me, I feel like niggas segment it the wrong way, where it's like, I'm gonna do 100% of the money finances, you gonna handle 100% of the house, and it's like, dog, there's got to be some dibble and dabble, because the problem is, what happens if anything happens to you? She's fucked. She's fucked,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. That's the system is not sustainable.
That reminds me of you know them famous the housewife women.
Mm-hmm.
Some dude died, Greg
Leaks,
Leaks,
yeah.
and he left behind a whole fucking
The will, the
folder of
instructions, all that shit.
how
Right.
the fuck to run the
Mm-hmm.
household after he died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't.
and
That's
I don't.
fucked
I
up.
think so many, and I think that's the problem, right? Like, there's so much of this focus on getting money, blah blah, and all this shit in the name of masculinity, right? But it's like, bro, y'all not really understanding, like, because think about it. When you ask people, like, oh, what makes a man, right? It's usually a bunch of generic shit, right? It's like, it's leadership, it's courage, it's bravery. I'm like,
It's
okay,
taking
so
care of your family.
yeah, or I'm like, oh, okay, so like single mothers do, nigga, what the fuck, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's a bunch of generic characteristics, right? So to me, it's like, all right, so what happens is you got all these generic characteristics and you got all these things, blah, blah, da, da, da. My nigga, at some point or another, when will you associate leadership with knowing how, when, and where to delegate my wife's abilities? You know what I'm saying? Know when and where to say, all right, babe, listen, as a leader, let me let you, I think you should do this. We do that, do. And to me, I think so much of it is just, it's like brute force, right? Like, niggas just don't want to think. They're just like, nah, I'm just gonna work. You're gonna stay at home, and that's it. We don't even have to think about anything else. And it's like, no, but you do, because if you go down for a week, y'all might be fucked. If
Yeah.
she go down for a week, y'all might be fucked. And that's the problem, right? Like, because if you're now, and then the part that I didn't even get to is, think about it. If you're working 60 or 70 hours to provide for your family and take care of your family, explain to me how you take care of their emotional needs. You can't.
You
You're
can't.
not there. You
Yeah. No.
can't. You literally cannot. And I think people don't, men especially, don't factor that emotional piece into it. Like, dog, you can provide your wife with all the bags, the cars, the money, the clothes in the world. My nigga, if you can't take care of the emotional part, she either going to cheat on you or she going to leave. It's very simple. It's very simple. So I think niggas do themselves a disservice when they take the emotion out of masculinity. When they take the uh I guess the softness, right? Because there's a softness that comes with it that's necessary, nigga. Like, if you're gonna be a man, you have to know how to lead. And leading is not just get the fuck over here. Let's go, man. Come on. It's not football coach, nigga. Leading ain't all just screaming and yelling like you a bad high school coach. Like, no, a lot of leadership is knowing how to get the best out of other people. And how do you
Yeah.
do that screaming and yelling
Exactly.
at a nigga? You
You
don't.
don't.
You don't. You got to sit them down and show them the pros and cons. All right, babe, listen. I know you've been cozy, you've been comfortable for a while, but look, my fucking spine is ready to go. So I got to cut some
I
hours
gotta
off.
take at least like a couple weeks off work. I need you to.
Yeah,
You
I'm
gotta
not
take
or maybe
over.
not even take weeks off, but just take way less time. I'm about to be working 40 hours for the first time in like a decade. Like, I've been working 60 my whole life.
Something.
I'm about to do 40. Yeah, the money gonna be a little worse, but hopefully, you got the 20 out. We can bridge the gap. We only losing like 6 or 7%. It ain't that bad.
It's a partnership. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, like you said, and I think that's the biggest problem. Niggas don't see it as a partnership. Niggas see it as two individuals living in the same house. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
see it as,
literally.
all right, you handle this, I handle that. That's how it's gonna go. And it's like, dog, there has to be like overlap, right? Because, and it's the same thing with like house chores and shit like that. Because I remember reading a study, it was talking about like, when you add up all the labor that women do in terms of around the house, the kids, da da da. If a woman works a job and takes care of the house, she probably works more hours than the husband. regardless of how many hours he works.
100% believe that.
And it makes sense because kids is damn near like a 24-hour endeavor. Then you figure the house itself, I mean, come on, that's at least, you think about it, you got to clean up the house in the morning after the kids leave. You got to clean up the house when the kids get home. You got to clean up the house when you get home. You got to take care of the food, the dishes, and all that shit after you cook. So the house shit is all day too.
God
so it's like,
the kids leave and you go to daycare. What if you take care of the kids yourself?
Right, exactly. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, so then you get these dudes who they'll go out and they'll work their 60. They come home. Their wife is basically working her 60. And then the problem is you got two overworked motherfuckers mad at each other for, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dog, y'all got to split something. Y'all got to figure that shit out and figure, because it's like y'all both gonna be overtaxed. And what happens when you get two taxed people and any disagreement arises? This shit gonna blow up. Niggas be like, hey babe, can you help me with this? Help, motherfucker, help? You need help? Bro, I be busting my ass all fucking day, put food on the table, and she's sitting there looking like, my nigga, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. to take care of our kids. You didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you, bro? I woke up at 3:30 and was up till 5, taking care of some issues that we was having, and you was sound asleep. And you got the nerve to tell me, I don't know what you know. So I think that's the biggest issue, is that you get all these niggas who just, in the sake of masculinity, it's like, I'ma just make money and you just handle the house. And it's like, dog, y'all gotta do more than just that. It's gotta be more about your family, if that's what it's gonna be. And to me, that was always my issue when people would define masculinity and then bring up these generic ass terms. Because I'm like, y'all don't even believe these terms, because y'all don't be doing it. Niggas be saying bravery and I don't be seeing that. Niggas be saying courage. I don't be seeing that. Niggas be saying taking care of your family, providing for your family. I don't be seeing that. You niggas be running off on y'all kids. Y'all be nutting in whoever and then not paying child support, bro. How? So this is what I'm saying. So imagine these same men lecturing other niggas on how to be men, when it's like, dog, you don't pay your child support. How could you possibly tell me about manhood?
The fucked up part is that's usually how it be. It's usually these same people. Like, think about fucking what is it, Clubhouse or whatever the fuck they be doing on Twitter. It's a bunch of broke niggas talking to broke niggas.
Yeah. Or a bunch
That's all it is.
Yeah, whatever it is, like whatever the topic is, it's a bunch of blank talking to blank. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, this nigga
it's echo chamber
is talking
shit,
to
right?
this nigga. Yeah, exactly. It's the same shit.
Literally the echo chamber.
It's the same shit as Republicans. It's a fucking echo chamber.
But it's so funny though, because I notice when you bring up masculinity and you question or challenge it at all, niggas get mad. They do it. And it's amazing, because I remember at my last job, I wrote an article like on toxic masculinity, right? And I went into detail about what was toxic, and I made sure I included the fact that masculinity is not inherently toxic. It's when you go too far. And niggas still didn't give a fuck. They were still furious. Furious, not just regular mad. I'm talking cursing mad. I'm like, bro, I don't even know who these are. Random niggas commenting.
You lost your job, not the shit that you told us.
No, it wasn't people at my job. It was like commenters. Like niggas was commenting on the.
No, that's what I'm saying. The commenters, they came for your job, yo.
Yeah, they canceled.
They canceled you.
But yeah, so you had all these dudes who were just like toxic masculinity is a myth. I was like, bitch, I just described it, motherfucker. What are you talking? I literally described a real life example of the shit happening. What the fuck are you? What are you talking about?
No, I don't be doing it, so it's not real. I mean,
yeah, I'm like, bro, so you telling me there ain't a toxic femininity? I'm sure there is. I don't know what it looked like, because I don't know what the fuck femininity looks like. I can't define it for the women. They can. I'm sure a woman somewhere will tell you. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, anything can be toxic, nigga. You can be a toxic pro-black nigga. You can be a bad version of whatever, nigga. Like whatever you identify as, you can be a bad Christian. You can be a bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, so my thing is like, bro, for y'all to sit up here and just fight against the existence of a form of masculinity that's bad is ridiculous. That just shows me already, you niggas don't even want to, you don't even want to consider it. Nasty work.
I'm trying to cosplay as a white man.
That's all I ask, man. All I ask is don't let no other nigga define your masculinity, because these niggas be trash. It be doodle garbage ass niggas trying to tell y'all how to be a man, and the nigga can't take care of his family. Nigga don't got no family to take care of. Nigga don't want no family to take care of. Nigga just selfish. It's about me. Let me show you how to be a man, how you be a high value male. I remember I seen that shit, a high value male.
High value male.
And that shit,
Ah! You know what that made me think of? What was that shit that people be talking about? Fucking it's a submissive and fertile.
this what was it? Something inbreedable? Or no, you talking about
Submissive
submissive
and breedable.
inbreedable? Yeah.
Yo, that shit is so funny. Like,
And like
how does
niggas believe
that
this shit though.
happen?
That's
How
the
did that
nasty
come to
part.
be?
Niggas will really believe it. Like I'm like, I tell people this all the time. Like you get these niggas with the alphas, the betas, and this and that, and I'm like, dog. Listen, I need you to understand. All of that alpha beta shit came from the concept of alpha wolves, and that study was debunked. Stop fucking quoting it, please. I beg of thee. I beg of thee. Like my nigga, no.
You
One,
know, I beg you to stop trying to stop them because I would love to
but you have
see.
to because these niggas is
No,
ruining the world, man. It ain't
yeah,
like it
let the world get ruined.
like, but it's not like think about it, right? Like when you think of toxic masculinity, what's the first thing you think? You think women, right? Like so niggas like, well, that ain't my problem. I'm like, no, it's still gonna be your problem because there's women in your life. They're all over your life, so you got to deal with them anyway.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you got a whole bunch of men that's damaging the women around you, guess what? Now you're dealing with damaged women. That might affect y'all relationship, nigga. Like,
But when you said, "What do you see when you see toxic masculinity?" You didn't actually
oh, I
wait.
meant like who it affects. My bad. Yeah, I meant like
Oh yeah, you
who's
didn't.
affected by it. Like when you first
Oh
think of
okay,
like
okay.
who's the victim, quote unquote, of toxic masculinity.
Oh
You
okay,
think
yeah,
women.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought you just meant like who do I
You said
picture?
when you think
And
toxic
then
niggas, who do you think? Women.
I immediately pictured Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what I thought about. Like niggas with pet. Yeah, yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger's
I know when
DNA.
that
That I'm
nigga was just swole. But that's what I'm saying. So you get
yeah.
niggas who like that's a man's man. I'm like, how? Because he lifted weights? What the fuck are y'all talking about?
He's strong. Bitch, I'm strong too. So, when in your life are you gonna ever need a nigga to lift
Yeah.
700 pounds?
Or better
When
yet,
in your life do you need that?
you telling me if I'm not this strong, I'm not a real man. Bro, what do I need to be this strong for? We got guns.
Wait, exactly. What do I need to lift fucking 800 pounds for? What's the reason?
We got rifles. What do I need to do this for? Well, I'm gonna get trapped under a bus and I gotta lift it. Like, nigga, what are we talking about?
I'm
But
just gonna call Spider Man.
that just be the whole thing. Like, I hate hearing niggas like, and don't get me wrong, like I hate it for a lot of different reasons. Like, I hate anybody who tries to define this shit. Like, even when other women will tell other women how to act, I can't speak on it because it's y'all shit. But I be looking at it like, sis, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? Real women wouldn't be showing themselves to every man and every. I'm like, sis, do me a
Yeah.
favor. Go out back, put your fingers in your ears, and stay that way. Shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and
No,
that be the part
that's
that
really
kills
how
me.
it be on Twitter. It's
That'd be how it be in real life, motherfucker. Like on Twitter, it's worse.
yeah,
It's just so obvious to see it because it's an echo chamber. The niggas who think that are there. But in real life, I see this shit all the time too. It's plenty of women who operate the same way. You gonna do all of that? Well, I don't know if your man is gonna. Be like, bro, can you imagine changing the way you act because of a future man that may or may not be looking at you? What the fuck are y'all talking about, bro? Listen, if a woman see my tweets and say, "Oh, I don't want to fuck with him," don't fuck with me. I gave you a warning, sis. Thank you.
exactly.
I appreciate it.
That was the red
If
flags.
you see the tomfoolery and say, "Oh, no parts," then thank you. I respect you for not thinking you could come in here and change me. I respect you because you just said, "Oh, nah, no, I'm good, I'm good." Meanwhile, you get some of them niggas who be like, "Oh wow, shorty this, shorty that. I want a woman that's totally opposite of what she is." So instead of getting that, let's see if I can make her that. Mm. But yeah, long story short, don't let no other nigga define y'all masculinity. I don't even
Refusal.
I don't even got no definition of masculinity. My definition of masculinity is the nigga with the most Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
by some niggas' definition, y'all pussy, y'all
Mine
hoes.
is the nigga with the most Pokemon cards, so we
Mm,
obviously
mm.
are at odds.
Somebody else's might be the nigga with the most Magic the Gathering cards. I mean, the guy with the
Exactly.
highest Hearthstone rank. I
Listen,
mean,
listen. I'm telling you right now, your Egyptian god cards, they don't hold as much weight as you think they do with Pokemon. I'm letting you know now. Them niggas not as hard as you think they are.
you bugging.
No,
Only
no,
reason why
I'm
the
not.
Pokemon go harder is Reef said the nigga with the most Beyblades. That's a fact, bruh. That's a fact, bruh. Real shit. Like, if you got less than 2 Beyblades, look, I'm not gonna say, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't say what I want to say, but like, you got less than 2 Beyblades, my nigga. I mean, you guys start hitting the gym.
Yo, I
Double,
follow a Beyblade nigga on TikTok, and
a
that shit
Beyblade,
is
nigga.
it's super satisfying. I'm not gonna hold you. It's very
No, it always
satisfying.
was. To me, I never understood Beyblades though. I watched the show and like I got the concept of it, but I'm like, this seems like it's just purely chance. Like, what is it? Why
No,
does
it's not. See, that's why it's not chance. See, that's why you not got. That's why you never got into it because
that's why I'm not a man.
no, just the Beyblades. There's different types of Beyblades. See, we can discuss this off chat,
No, I know. I mean, yeah. I
off
mean,
fucking
yeah.
stream.
Reese
But
said we was doing it wrong. Our whole like, bro. I never had the full shit. I never had the Beyblade
yeah,
arena. I never had the little zip tie
yeah.
thing that dude it up. I never had none of that. I was just spinning that hoe. Like,
No, it's exactly yeah.
I
That's
was
why.
just spinning that
That's
hoe like a
where you
dreidel,
fuck up.
nigga. I was literally just like, all right, go
Beyblades are
ahead.
fucking crazy.
Beyblades are Christian dreidels, and I will not speak anymore.
No, you don't have to. You're right. And you weren't doing them correctly, so yeah.
All right,
Chat ended.
so let's see. The only other thing he said Christian Dracos, no dreidels, like the
Christian Jacob,
You ever seen like
like
the
the
what
guns.
what is a dreidel? How do you even Christian Dracos? I'm crying.
Dreidel. I made
I'm
them
trying to
wanna
describe it
play.
though. It's like the little thing. It's like a little dice
It's
with like a
Dreidels are
sharp edge at the bottom,
Jewish.
so it could spin. And it
Dreidels are
got like the
Jewish.
no, I know they're Jewish. That's why I said Christian dreidels. But how do you spell dreidel? Dradle?
Drad. Yeah, I don't. I've never actually written out dreidel as a person, honestly.
I gotta be honest. I don't know why. I want to know what the hell a dreidel is now.
What do you mean? You've seen it. You know what a
No. I
dreidel
know.
is.
I mean, like, well, what's the point? Is what I'm getting at. Like, what does
It's
it
a
do? What
religious
is it?
thing. It's religious.
Is it a game?
It's a
Oh,
no
it's a
no. It's a
game.
Jewish thing. It's a
No, there's a
Jewish
game.
thing.
There's a game with the dreidel.
But it's
It's like top. It's Beyblades,
he
bro.
said
It's
top.
Jewish Beyblades.
He
Stop
said he
playing.
getting top. Yo, he getting top.
Bro, hold on. Dreidel is now a competitive sport in North America. Major League Dreidel,
No
founded in
way.
New York City
What?
in 2007.
What? Damn.
I said, bro, Dreidel games that have come out on the
Damn.
market since 2007 include No Limit, Texas. I'm about to lose my mind. A cross between traditional Dreidel and Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
No Limit, Texas Dreidel, baby.
Oh my god.
When I hear No Limit Texas Dreidel, I'm thinking of like Master P Texas Dreidel.
What the fuck?
It said the Guinness World Record for most valuable dreidel was achieved by a $70,000 dreidel. Oh, nice.
70,000. That's not bad. Pretty good for.
This is amazing. So I'm glad I learned about
trainer.
dreidel today. That was pretty dope. Let's see. Astronaut spun a dreidel made by an Israeli silversmith for an hour in outer space. Nice.
You know, that makes sense. I believe that.
Yeah, so spinning a dreidel is a typical traditional game played during the holiday of Hanukkah. See, look, I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna go to some Jewish people crib and smash them niggas in dreidel. I'll figure out how to work this game, and when I do, I'm bodying niggas.
I'm not sure if it's a game or if you just do it as
It's a game. I'm looking at it. It's
custom.
rules. They got rules, nigga.
They got rules. What's the rules,
Bro? They got a spoof. I just told you they got a. I just told you Major League Dreidel. This shit is absolutely a game.
No. I know you said Major League Dreidel, but I'm
God.
thinking niggas around Christmas time. I'm finna smoke niggas.
It said Major League Dreidel is played on a spinagogue, the official spinning stadium of Major Spinagogue.
Oh no! Come on, man.
Yo, these puns are incredible. These puns are incredible.
Are they puns or is this legit? Is this legit?
This is real. Yes, spinagogue. They're played
so
on.
Legit like and it's pun.
It's like a synagogue for dreidels. A spinagogue. It's amazing. It's amazing, man. Yo, shout out to Judaism, man. This is pretty dope.
Shout out to Judaism.
We don't got no games like this. Like Christian niggas don't got no game like this. Well, we got torture games, but like that's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got niggas in iron cages.
Yeah, we got like oppression games and shit. That shit not fun.
I mean, I be playing Dark Souls. Niggas come out the iron cage. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember reading a thing that what you remember that device that had like the spikes in it? And it's like the Iron Maiden, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, the Iron Maiden.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember like, reading that thing. It's not even supposed to it's not even meant to kill. It's just meant to.
It just print you a little bit.
You
drop a little bit. But
just
I've heard that too. That's crazy. I've heard that too. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I've
heard just
that.
hurt you.
Yeah, you be in that shit and it just a little prick.
And basically, I'm saying like it's the little prick, and so what happens is niggas get uncomfortable and they move. When you move a little bit, that little prick come a little bit, and then that's where you get yourself fucked. The movement is what smokes you.
That's the most disturbing thing I've heard all day.
Definitely. Wait, hold on. Okay, so according to tradition, the game of Dreidel was developed by Jews who illegally studied the Torah in seclusion as they hid from the. Ooh, I don't know how to read that. That's a name.
Wait, did we end the podcast?
No, we didn't. I'm sorry. I'm just reading about Dreidel.
What is going on?
This is amazing. Oh, so these niggas used to they studied the Torah, right? And so when the elites at a time, like the Greek state elites, would approach, right? They would conceal their Torah scrolls and then just pull out the dreidel and be like, hey, look at that. We playing games, y'all. Hey, yay. Huh. See, I like learning about history. Like, this is the type of shit I'm just like I would never look up the origin of a dreidel for any other reason. So
I'm about to go to the bathroom because I got a case of the green.
Oh no, don't worry about it. We're the green apple splatter. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been nice. it's been real.
Been looking at bullshit for the last 10 to 15 minutes.
It's been 10. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for paying attention to another episode of Vienna Sausage Water. I hope you guys had a great time. And what else? Joe Biden.
Hope you don't get the green apple splatters.
Get to them student loans, and please be on the lookout for the green apple splatters.
Please, it's